All right. Are y'all ready? Everybody ready?
Hope the stream heard that too.
No, the stream did
so.
not hear that, but they can hear you now. What's good? Let me turn down this music some a little bit. And let me turn myself down a little bit.
I want to get Vex up in the corner of my screen.
All right, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy vexyz, the lurking legend. Y'all can just call me Vex. Here we are again, back at it with the Scarlet Pirates, another goated session. Welcome to episode 26. We've had more streams than that. It's just some of them got Lelucia and some of them are SBSs, so they don't actually have like a full, that's like a 0.5, you know, but we've been doing this for officially a year now. The group was formed a little over a year now, but as of this session, I believe this is pretty much as close as we're going to get to the anniversary of our first session, which some of us were here for, some of us were not and joined at a later time. But thank you all for one wonderful year with the Scarlet Pirates. It's been a blast. Enough of this happy stuff, though. I'm gonna go ahead and also do the obligatory check the links in the description if you want to be a part of your own One Piece D&D TLA adventures and things like that. I see Straw Hat Lucas in the chat. I see Fritz the Ditz. I see Torimori, my goated player, also in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Speaking of Straw Hat Lucas, if you guys want to, make sure to check out the link in the description for his channel so you could see Group 14 whenever they do go live. I have now added that into the description as well. You can also join my Discord, the vexyz Lurking Legends Discord, where we're trying to get up to 100 people, and I swear I'm going to be putting out more content again. It's just been a crazy week or month. But yeah, that's enough for me. Let's go ahead and hit up our players and see how we are all doing tonight. Speaking of Mikey, let's go ahead and start with you. We got Torimori, aka Mikey D, playing Davos. Tell the folks where they can find you, what you got going on, how you're doing tonight.
Yo, chat. Good to see everybody. Good to see all my fellow Scarlet Pirates again. Yeah, thank you for the plug. Yeah, guys, check out the VOD on Straw Hat Lucas's channel for our first session. We just had that last Thursday. It was an absolute blast. I don't want to, take up too much time and describe what happened, so go check it out yourselves. It's a fun ride from start to finish, I can guarantee that. But super excited to be with Group 2 tonight and see what we have in store for our Scarlet Pirates next.
Extra hype. Lovely. Glad to hear it. And then next up, we've got the frontline combatant of the last arc. We have NoChill Dill, aka Chill Dill, aka King D Calm, aka Do D Gong, formerly known as Hat D Tori, formerly known as Shaka Dill 01. I don't know. You got a lot of names, bro. Did I get them all? How you doing?
Yeah, doing really good. I hope everyone in the chat is doing pretty good tonight. We got a still thrilling session planned out for today. We got some fun stuff planned out.
No Jillian Dillian is crazy. Yeah, super hype. Next up we have playing Bang De Boom, we have a man known as only two names. We got Partypete, aka Percules. How you doing, brother?
Oh, living the dream as always. Greetings and salutations, folks. But yeah, excited to be back for another session.
Nice. And then we've got our brother in arms, who we last left off with. I got some crazy reveals there. We have Lord Vegeta, aka the Gate Guardian, playing Lord Azrael. We just call him Ragnar. How you doing, brother?
Man, never call me Lord of Arms again, bro. And I'm doing great. I leveled up finally, even though it was like a month behind. I'm alive right now, for now. And that's about it. My status right there.
We'll have some really shocking updates with you at some point in the session, trust me. Like stick around for that, folks. We'll do a recap in just a minute, but we can't forget, last but certainly not least, the future queen of the pirates herself. We have the captain of the Scarlet Pirates. We have Balincc playing Captain Scarlet.
You.
I'm just super hyped for today's session, bro. I can't wait to see how Vex gonna have this session play out. And I hope everybody watching and everybody playing having a good day so far.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. We appreciate you showing up. We got John Sherrod on all social media. We got JJ, the OPU fam in the chat. What's good, brother? What up, family, indeed. But where we last left off, Captain Scarlet was stuck in a roof from unearthing this crazy cryptic shining greatsword from out of a sandstone sundial that they recovered from a temple what feels like many moons ago, but it was really like maybe a week, you know. But so Scarlet, you are suspended in thin air, hanging from the roof as this extremely sharp sword just was unearthed. We also did notice that there's a ton of lore that was being exchanged between some of the crew and the nomads and the NPCs. And Jerry, you guys did a whole round of 20 questions. We got lore piece. We got a ton of plot involvement is what we like to call it. And we also did an aside and we got to see the under the sea adventures of Lord Azrael in the tourbillon as he equipped himself with confidence and tools to navigate the inside of this belly that he's in of an ancient Neptunian more readily. And he called himself at home even. And then it was all washed away in a tide as a tsunami just like absolutely decimated everything he called home. So we are going to start with we'll start with what's going on at the port, and then we will shortly get to what's going on down under the sea. So give me just a second.
Under the sea.
Scarlet, what is your immediate reaction to just being like stuck in a roof or in a ceiling basically?
I'm like, Scarlet like just starts freaking out like, oh my god. She don't know if she can fly. She don't know if she can make the sword fly. She don't know if she's just the strongest person in the whole entire crew and nobody knew. You know what's going on?
Yeah, immediately big Azra, the nomad is visibly upset, and he starts like pouting a little bit. He's like, you see, this is what I was talking about being the person who loosens up the pickled cactus jar, and then somebody else just comes along and makes it look like it's easy. And he like stomps his feet on the ground a little bit, and he's like got his bottom lip is like up and pouty and shit like that. He's not having a great time. Jerry's just laughing his ass off because he's like 3 sheets to the wind right now. He's had quite a few drinks with you guys.
Yeah, it'll be all right, Azrael. I'll make you something cool, man.
Hey, Bang, grab her.
Oh, I was about to say, can we not conversate while I'm hanging from the ceiling?
Bro.
I'm gonna be honest. That command will never hit.
No, Dill, you keep trying to make it work, but it's not it, man. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the big Azra and you two are gonna probably help her down from the ceiling, and Davos as well if you also approach. But you're able to very easily get Scarlet down from, it's like about like a 25-30 foot high seal. Like I don't know how you got up that high. It was a really cool thing. We just let it happen, you know. But
it was Frankie's idea from Thriller Bark. It was docking.
Oh man. But yeah, so Scarlet, you notice that this blade seems nearly weightless to you. It's for such a large sword. You did attempt to wield a great sword at one point in time, and you were not very proficient with it, even though it was like the cool thing that you wanted to do. And then remember when a cliffside fell on you guys when y'all fought a rust devil fruit user, the sword emerged bent like a C, and like it wasn't really like a proper like great sword anymore. So you had like a rapier still, but this gives you back those great sword vibes, but this one seems so much easier for you to wield. It's a little bit shiny, it's fairly large, it's long enough to where you feel like you could you shouldn't wield it with one hand, but it's light enough to where you think that you might be able to. So that's interesting. It also seems to not have a blemish on it, whereas the rest of everything at that temple seemed centuries old. This thing looks like it was just forged like right in front of you, completely scratchless and immaculate. And you saw Holly was blown away with it, and she's like she's showing her stuff as an appraiser. She was also marveled at the quality of this sword. So it's just an immaculate figure that you now wield in your hands.
Scarlet's gonna pick the sword up, get on one knee, and start curling that hoe. Yo, ain't no way y'all couldn't pick this bitch up. This is like 4 Ragnar dens in the sword form. I'm gonna throw that hoe to Dill. Hold it,
Captain. Can I try?
Yeah,
give
I'm
me
gonna do it.
give me an athletics check, Dill. Is it a DC 27?
I can't.
If you crit, we'll work something out. You said I can't.
You
Could I
can do it.
try it? Could I try and do it nimbly?
No.
It's tragic.
That's actually like a really good roll, minus like the the exhaustion part.
The
'cause-
-5.
Right. Yeah, except that
Yeah.
-5.
yeah, till we get to that part. So as you throw this towards Dill, it is going to plummet to the ground while like Dill's hands try to hold it up underneath it. Dill, take 1 point of unintentional damage. And
You didn't learn.
Yeah. Bangy Boom's just gonna like be inspecting the sword that's sticking out of the ground. Look at Scarlet. Like, hey, you shouldn't be tossing this thing around.
Yo,
This is a real treasure.
it's like a piece of paper.
I mean,
You pick it
to
up.
you, no shot.
are you
I'm-
gonna
I'm-
try? Are you gonna try to pick it up, Bang Day Boom?
No.
What about you, Davos? Are you interested in trying to pick this thing up?
Davos, he couldn't hope to pick this sword up, and he's not gonna try.
Ezra, grab it.
Yeah, Big Ezra like cracks his knuckles, cracks his neck, and like he kind of like shoulders through, trying to be polite about it. In between like Davos and company here, and he's just gonna be like, "Pardon me, don't be shy, like step right up, folks." And he's just like limbering up a little bit, and he is going to try with all of his might to try to lift this mighty weapon. He absolutely
You can do it.
He absolutely
Remember,
can
lift
hit
with-
this. don't know if
Lift
he
with your
will.
legs, not your back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a step back in case he wildly swings this.
He
Ooh,
goes
good idea.
he just goes and like with all of his might, he is not able to lift it off the ground whatsoever, and he's just like come on now, it wasn't so hard when it was in the rock, like, and he's like, all right. And he like, he before pulling too hard and chin checking himself again when his grip loosens or anything, like he's just like, all right all right, I'll stop. I learned my lesson.
Yo, I know.
Try it again.
Scarlet gets like a light bulb over her head. I know exactly who can pick this up. We know exactly who can pick this up. The man with more than one arm. Wait, more than 2 arms. More than 3 arms. He can pick this up.
Captain, I don't think this is a strength thing. I think it's just kind of meant for you,
Big Ezra
She's
Big
Ain't no
Ezra's
way.
just like, I bet Rocky B could pick it up. That dude's a brick house.
That goes without saying, but
Ezra. I think you could pick it up. I think you should just try it again.
You really think so? Yeah, that
Why
means a
can't you
lot
be?
because
Big ass.
I was getting insecure, brother Dill. Like that means so much to me that you're able to inspire me to these heights. You know, it's been such a weird week. You know, we just, you know, you've been so long without you've been a nomad. You've been so long without the concept of home, and then you finally get like home, like and figure out where that is, and then you spend so much time away from it, and he just tries to pick it up. No, literally the same results, and then he just like sits down like over here on this like one of these tables, like it's like a broken stool, and he's just like, yeah, I'm done. As nope. I let you down.
Walks over.
You bested Azrael.
Davos walks
seems
over
like
to
that's
Big
your score.
Azra and pats him on the back, and he's like, "Hey, there. You know, when you like say hi to me and pat me on the shoulder and stuff, you know that like really hurts. You're big and strong. Don't let that get you down. That's just a special sword. It's magic."
Wait. So I've been hurting you this whole time?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, if I was, you know, weak or something, you know, and Davos like kind of like furrows his brow and nods along. He's like, yeah, just like, you know, if I were a weak guy.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, thanks, man. He claps you on the shoulder. You take 1 point of unintentional damage, and he's just like, hey, you wouldn't want to arm wrestle, would you? I just kind of need a win now. Don't go easy on me though.
You're funny as you are strong. And Davos turns away to hide his tears as he massages his shoulder.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Scarlet has new sword Hoodis, and the other members of the crew are not even going to try to attempt or anything like that. Then you've got, remember Phil, the plug, the guy who made friends. He's just he's gonna walk up to you, brother Dill, and he's just like, hey, you know, I'm super glad you guys are back in town, you know, but I was wondering, and he throws this like club hammer of a foot onto like this table near where you're sitting at, and there is just, it's covered in barnacles. Just there's just tons of them, and he's just like, I was noticing your friend wasn't here, and I don't know if he was gonna be back anytime soon, but we had a deal. You know what I mean? He scratches his neck a little bit. He's just like, these are kind of getting out of control, you know. He's supposed to help me out with my barnacle situation. You know where he's gonna be, where he's at.
Bro, if you don't get the the hell out of here, bro.
We know the general area of where he's at, but I am under no obligation to uphold his deal. If you want, we can offer you a different kind of solution. If you noticed, Bang D Boom made his own prosthetic leg.
Bro, I'm not making this random dude a leg. Why would I do that?
I'm just saying I could help get the barnacles off his foot by chopping off his foot, and you can make him a replacement foot.
Samia just walks up and she's just like, no, we won't. No, we're not gonna do that. Like I trained with Lord Azrael, and I know a little thing or two about surgery myself. And she looks at the foot, and she's like, God, and she's just like, what in the? And she like kind of like has to like stop herself from vomiting, and Softy Boy walks up beside her, and he's just like, yeah, he asked me the same thing. I'm not touching that, man. Like we need our brother in arms.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you. I'm not sure if or when he'll be back, and so you might as well go and cut off that foot, big dog. Kind of gross.
Cut it off.
He's like, all right, wait. Okay, no, like we gotta be able to figure something out, right? Like, you know, we made a deal. Like,
What you got a problem with people with 1 foot? I put my prosthetic leg up.
he's like, hey, that's not it. That's not it, man. Like, I think you pull off the peg leg, look really great, but you know, like I'm not
I mean, those kind of seem like your 2 options as of right now, though. It's either go with the peg leg or wait for him. You
He's
know?
like, I lived with barnacles for a while before I met, you know, your friend. It's fine. We had a deal, and you know, I had some information, and I figured we could make good on that deal. But if you don't need the information, then you know, and he just like starts like walking away, and you could hear like the barnacles hitting the cobbles, like as he's like walking away. It's like a gross ploppy like clunking noise. I don't like it. It's rank.
Well, I'm gonna wave bye. See you later.
Davos will kind of walk after him and say, "Okay, wait." He looks over. He first looks at the barnacle foot again and like has another mini gag, but then he looks at Jerry at the bar and says, "What's your biggest pot size, and can you get it boiling with water?"
And Jerry's just kind of like looking at you. He's like, "You gotta be shitting me, bro."
Like, man,
I'll
you
wash
the whole
the pot
pot away.
myself if need be, but we could boil the barnacles off, no?
You gotta be shitting me. What is going on?
There's not enough soap in the world.
You know how to take off barnacles? Davos? Barnacle doctor?
I shucked an oyster once a long time ago, and I got these cool new daggers from... We could give it a shot. Maybe we can make up a barnacle chowder afterward, too. Who knows?
I will not be eating that.
God.
I will not be eating
No way, bro.
Scarlet like walks over to Davos, puts her hand on his shoulder. I will not be eating it.
Either we could give it to somebody who didn't participate in the preparation. I'm not going to eat it either. I'm just saying it would be a waste, maybe.
He's like, you
I
guys.
should be this man his own barnacles.
I think you need help, bro.
Phil is like, yo, I'll take the foot bath, you know, but you guys don't know anything about cooking. That's crazy. You can't. No, you don't eat the barnacles. And he's just
Hey,
like,
aren't you trying to stick your foot in a cooking utensil right now? I wouldn't call you a master chef either, you know.
Jerry's gonna get like some, like, it's gonna take a couple minutes for the water to boil, but yeah, he's gonna set it up like right here, and this guy's gonna be able to like sit and get his feet like cleansed and whatnot. And he's just like, okay, yeah, I appreciate it. And like, I'll hold up my end of the deal now. We see, me and Lord Azrael, we had like a bit of an information exchange going on for the removal of these barnacles. Y'all are his crew, right? You know, he told me to never cross y'all, whatever I do, or I'm a dead man. He talked about the bottom of the ocean and some scary shit, some guy named Davy or something.
Davy Lones?
Yeah.
Did you not heed his warning?
No, I'm heeding the warning. That's why I'm making good on it. I have information for y'all.
Okay.
I'm not doing.
I'm
not trying to be any sketch or anything like that. He's like, but you know, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. There's going to be another merchant ship coming in, bringing some supplies, and Jerry's just like, finally. And Jerry's like, yeah, we've been out of booze almost for. I've been having a ration it, you know, like a portion. Watch how much I'm giving to people. He's like, oh. He like looks at like one barrel that's like almost tapped, and he's just like, well, somebody kept asking for a bunch of free rounds. Elbows you in like a little bit, Dill, and he's just like, and I said like, I don't know when I'm gonna be getting more in.
So when is this merchant ship supposed to show up?
It should be any time in the next like 2 to 3 days. So there's gonna be nothing super special, but I remember we had talked about you guys getting first pick at the food supply that's coming in, because you know I'm the guy, I'm the vendor. So if you guys are still wanting to make sure that you're getting the cream of the crop, the primo, you know, merchandise, I figured I'd let you guys know. And word is that they're sending a different group of suppliers. Previous one backed out, He said that his ships kept coming back messed up or not coming back at all, you know, and he's like kind of like doesn't make eye contact with any of you who are involved in all of that, specifically Bangdy Boom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up at the ceiling and whistle like.
Yo, who is this new supplier? Does he have a name?
Well, we used to be getting our stuff from the archipelago. There was a bit of a conglomerate that coordinated up there. This stuff though, it's coming from Spider Miles. I never really done much business there. I heard it's a really nice place though. We'll see what kind of delicacies they have to offer, but if the prices are a little bit different, it's not my fault. I'm just letting you guys know now. But maybe once we figure out if there's going to be any more issues, you know, with merchant ships or whatnot, the previous buyer will come back. So maybe the prices will go back down. I'm not sure. They don't really run it by me. I'm just a guy who has his ear to the ground on all these types of situations. You know, I'm an ear. I'm not a mouthpiece. So you can complain to me all you want. I can't make it change. But
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, Captain. I don't think it's a good idea to wait around for this ship.
You telling me? Shit. I'm a point. What's his name? What's this guy name?
my name's Phil. We've met.
Phil.
Yeah, we've had conversations. You and me, Captain Scarlet, right?
Yo, we talked before.
Yeah, and I remember it was when you met this guy right here, who's standing right next to me, Dill, for the first time. This happened not even like a week and a half ago. It couldn't have been.
The one who do cactus juice above table.
He's like, man, you gotta lay off the cactus juice, lady. Just...
Hey man, don't you dare insult my drink.
Jerry's just like, yeah, well, as soon as that barrel's tapped, we ain't got no more booze. This cactus juice for all of us. I'm just letting y'all know.
Jerry, yes. Speaking of, I want to talk to Jerry. I'm gonna tell this. What's his name? Phil. Is that your name, young lad?
Yeah, I'm Phil the Plug.
Yeah, Phil. Talk to my crew about all of this nonsense. I'm gonna go talk to Jerry.
Okay, and Jerry just kind of lifts an eyebrow up, and he's just like, "Oh, where are we going?" And he's gonna follow you over way down this way.
I was already even next to Jerry.
I'm gonna kick Zora's body as I walk past down.
So you're going way down here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, what the hell? Oh shit! Yeah, you could be here, Joe.
I am also gonna kick Zara's body as we go past.
Let's go.
Jerry's just kind of like, yeesh. And he doesn't sit at the table. He's just kind of standing here, like looking out the window a little bit. You could hear sand just blasting against this window as like the wind picks up outside, and he's just like, I wonder how long this one's gonna last. He just kind of like looks over to you. He's like, yes, Miss Scarlet, what can I do for you?
Well, there was a couple things I wanted to talk about. And the first thing is, you know, when we all talk about the different things going on with Lift Me or whatnot, I figured you seem like a knowledgeable man. So I wanted to bring this inquiry over to you. She's going to lift up her head off her forehead. Do you know the whole giddy up about this?
Giddy up about what now? I'm sorry. And he just like burps and like blinks a couple times really quick, like in succession. He's just like, I'm sorry, I zoned out. What? You said, what am I?
No, I'm gonna look over the Dill. Do you see it?
See what?
My eye. You know, nobody sees it.
Oh, I've known.
Oh, this old man must be drunk. I'm gonna kick him. Yo, wake up.
Why are you gonna kick him?
What the? Come on now. He's just like, I don't know.
Captain, no need for violence. Just show it.
Well, tell him stop acting like he can't see.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking. You're just pointing at a blank forehead. I don't know, like, it's a nice forehead. Is that what you want me to say? I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's blank right now, but there's supposed to be something. It's third eye, and Dill knows.
Wait, hold on. All right. Listen, we talked about, not too long ago, like there's some information you might want to keep down about and not tell everybody. You telling me you're a Third Eye tribe member who was also from Marie Joie and somehow made it down here, and you got red hair, and he's just like, next you're gonna tell me your middle initials D.
I don't know.
What was that?
Is my middle initial D though?
Oh, I said, oh, mine is.
Oh,
As I kind of raise one finger as a point.
Y'all gotta be
My
fucking
name's
kidding
Scarlet.
me. He's like, I guess I don't know. This is just kind of blowing my mind a little bit, y'all. I'm sorry. You met a lot of strange folks throughout my time, but y'all really do take the cake, So, from my understanding, is that third eye tribe members, depending on, I guess, what they've been going through and like how pure the line is within them, they have some trouble like controlling or unlocking their powers. But that would explain. And he's just like, oh, I get it. So what about that other girl? And he like looks over at Dalt and Russ. He's like, so
I don't know.
Y'all were able to read off this sheet music apparently, and he like waves in the air like the Bink Sake lyrics that he's like completely underwhelmed by. He thought it was like world shaking, like truths about the past and like information on the Void Century and shit. Like it's just like literally lyrics to Bink Sake. So he's just like, he just doesn't give a shit about this piece of paper in his pocket anymore.
Oh, let me get that. Whoa.
Yeah, let us have that, Jerry.
Can I have that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not like anyone out here doesn't know these lyrics by heart anyways, but like I said, you want to be careful who you're sharing that kind of information with. The government catches you talking about this and they'll be sending more people like D'Amico and his mustache friend. You let people know that you got a third eye that you're keeping hidden. They might try to take advantage of that as well.
I want to know, why is it there? Like, you
You're
don't
born
have
with
a
it.
third eye.
I'm just a guy. I'm just a normal.
Dill don't have a third eye.
Yeah, I think he's just a guy. I don't know. Like,
Well, that's another thing. We're just 2-eye guys.
some people are
Yeah,
born
I'm a
with.
2-eye guy.
And some people are born with.
Why I got a third one?
Some people are born with long arms or like a long legs or like a snake neck. Some people are born giant. Some people are born with hair all over.
Giant?
Yeah. There's a lot of different like types of individuals in the world, and that just happens to be the type of individual you are.
Out of everything in the bag, Dill, they gave me 3 eyes. I could have been big, giant. My arms could have been like trains. Oh my god.
I mean, maybe you'll be reborn as a giant in your next life, Captain.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, it would have been really cool to be born with wings, And he just kind of like he's just kind of like nah. No, that's a little silly. Nobody's born with wings, right?
Hell no, who the hell? That's just a bird, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that would just be a bird, Jerry.
Oh yeah. It reminds
I've
me.
heard of bird
So what's the whole-
fruit users,
Is there
though.
like a point to this? To having a third eye? Is it just like decorative?
Well, you can read this thing that none of us can read. You never even seen the language before. Is apparently people who unlock the power of their third eye can just read anything. I don't know if there's
Above table,
anything.
I'm laughing my ass off.
Oh man, I wish you could like play music for me, or like talk for me. That'd be cool. Imagine I
Hey,
could
can-
talk from my forehead.
Can any of your other eyes do that kind of thing? I don't know why you would expect anything.
I don't know.
Different.
Have you ever heard of somebody having a third eye before?
I mean, go ahead and find yourself a devil fruit, and I'm sure you can find something
Oh, whoa.
for some use for it. But you know,
No. We do not mess with those, buddy. I'm good on the devil fruits. That's Dill.
he's like, it's not so bad. You know, you don't really miss
No,
swimming.
I'd activate it here. I'd definitely activate it here.
So he just starts like moving, like flapping his gums, and his lips are moving, and there is no sound coming out of it. But yeah, Dill, you would know that he goes on like a little bit of a.
No. I'm allowing Scarlet and Jerry both to speak. It's just
Okay.
complete silence from the outside. It's just us talking right now.
Okay, so the wind and sand blasting against the window was like loud when y'all first walked over, but it got quiet and it ceased as soon as you activated your powers then a few moments ago then. But yeah, he's just like he's like, yeah, after the first couple of years, you know, I don't even think about swimming anymore. And I don't think it's ever really come up, you know, where my life was in danger because of me not being able to swim. Especially because, you know, like I could just Geppo.
The hell is a Geppo?
It's
Yeah.
one of the 6 powers. Oh, yeah, I guess you guys don't all
You
know
have
about
6
them.
powers?
I only have 5 of them, but yeah.
Oh. Let me get
There's
some.
6.
Can I have some?
The hell are you doing?
Well, it's supposed to be a different color, but yeah.
He's like, yeah, so it's known to. We should probably bring your friend Davos over here. He seems to know a thing or two. He's already got one of them pretty down, it seems. Well, almost.
Uh-huh.
He's
I
like,
can't
yeah,
have that.
you seem
Davos has it, and I don't really care that much. You should tell
Okay.
me yourself.
Dill. I don't know what you're doing, but it's throwing me off.
I'm clearing it.
But yeah, he's just like, yeah, there's supposed to be secret techniques that you only really know of, you know, through rigorous training with certain government operations like the Cipher Pole.
Hey, Davos.
Davos perks his head over, kind of like behind Dalt's head to look over.
We're talking about those people we just fought.
What specifically about him?
Jerry was telling us that he has 5 of the 6 power.
I can't believe there's 6 of them.
Well, you guys just saw like almost all of them in use. You think that everyone can just turn into like paper? You know, like that's specifically a technique where you can like sway your body like that.
I
And,
mean,
like,
Way into paper? Davos, do it, Davos.
there were just
Wait.
people disappearing and reappearing like in the blink of an eye, like elsewhere, and then like people kicking so hard that they demolished the whole side of my building. You think that's just normal?
I want to learn that.
Sway, Davos, sway.
I
thing.
wish I could. I left before I had a chance to learn all of the powers. My master
wait.
only taught me Shigon, and after our encounter with that one Marine, I kind of developed a shave style, but that's still pretty rough.
So you're saying you weren't trained at Guamho or by Shivers or by a Marine at all?
No, I was trained by the orphanage's headmaster.
Huh.
Verity? He was just master.
He kind of like
I
leans
didn't
in
really.
and gets like super close as you say that name, and he's just like, all right, well, I was just telling these two there's some information you want to play really close to your chest. Some stuff that
talk about your origin story.
If it gets out, that the world government's gonna be pretty upset. And they weren't too fond of Shivers teaching these techniques either, because he was just in the Marines, and these are supposed to be secret techniques. They figure out about this person right under their noses teaching orphans these techniques. I don't know how well that'll go over. So just a word to the wise.
Davos.
Wait just 1 second. You're acting like he's some big clandestine leader. As far as I knew, at least insofar as when I left, he was only teaching me. It was something personal. I don't think he's teaching the others. And then Davos thinks back to how he was, when he learned the Shigan, he like showed it off to his buddies and like kind of gave some of them tips on how to try it themselves, even though none of that, he really didn't teach them. But he's now wondering like, wait a minute, that's probably fine. He comes back to the conversation.
Whether he has a full army of these kids or if it's just you, either way, getting these secrets out, no matter to how many or how few, is not something that they'll take lightly. They'll try to have him assassinated, just like they almost try to have me and all of you.
Davos's eyes like just go wide, and he is suddenly total mood shift. He is like freaking out instantly. He's like, "What? What are you talking about? They're gonna assassinate him?"
I mean, you just want to, like I said, be careful who you talk about all this with. But I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it. If he's an old dude, like you said, who's knowledgeable of these powers, and he could probably take care of himself.
No, wait just 1 second. I never thought too much about it when he trained me, but after having fought those guys, of course I'm having some second thoughts about where I'm from. But are those guys, and he's kind of like stuttering at this point, he grabs Jerry on the arms now, and he's like, are those guys going to go after him?
I don't think they would really have any reason unless somebody told him what he's up to. Okay, but then again, we might not be the only reason that Cypher pulls on this island. So who knows?
Hey, Jerry. Got one more thing I need to talk to you about.
Yeah, what's up?
You old, man.
Yeah. Feels like I got a lot older just today.
So no, that's not what I was going to talk about. I'm just fucking with you. Listen.
Okay.
Yo, what was those people in the merchant ship? The new suppliers. What were their names again?
I think old boy over there said something about Spider Miles.
Yeah, the Spider Miles. I don't want to deal with them. And the last time we went into a merchant ship, we had to beat those suppliers up. And the time before that, we had to deal with any kind of ship. We had to beat that guy up.
I don't think those were the suppliers. I think those were pirates that took out the suppliers. You're talking about whenever your friend got here?
Yeah.
That's not how business works. You know, normally you just offer people money and they give you their goods. You don't have to like beat everybody up.
But isn't it a lot quicker that way?
You could just listen. I don't deal with the money. I'm not good with money. He deals with the money. So if he has the money and I don't have the money, but I want something that requires the money, and it's easier not to go and ask Dill for the money, I'd rather take it.
Okay, well, I don't think that you're gonna have to worry too much about. They're just guys. They're just doing their job. They're not pirates. They're not Marines. They're not bounty hunters. They're just people who have goods to sell. And I happen to need to purchase a lot of booze from those normal people. So if you could just wait to beat them up until I get that that whole situation done with. Otherwise, it's gonna be pretty rough for everybody who's still alive here to go without.
Oh, it's not about beating them up. It's not what I bring that up for. I was letting you know because we are trying to get out of here before they approach. So I want you to hold the port down. Please.
Yeah,
And she starts grinning hard and shit.
That's kind of my deal before y'all even got here, as I was just kind of gonna. I got word that they were gonna be sending a pirate captain, or I'm sorry, I got word that they were gonna be sending a naval captain here, like an officer, and I was supposed to be building facilities for them, but I was just gonna, kick his ass. It really threw me off whenever they ended up sending Shivers. I just thought they were going to send some other guy. But yeah, I planned on kind of holding down the fort, here before I even knew who the fuck y'all were. But yeah, sure, you got it.
Look at me, man. Taking care of the work for you. She gets up. All right, that's enough talking. She starts like skipping over, picks up the store and starts glaring at and how beautiful it is and how big it is.
Hey, Jerry. I know you said that we were sending assassins after people that were teaching these powers,
assassinators, if you will. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that better than assassins. Yeah. If you were saying that they were sending these assassinators after people that were teaching these powers, do you think you could defend yourself from the stronger ones that came after you? Or that would come after you?
Well, I'm not trying to brag, but I was near the top of my class, but there's definitely a few individuals I wouldn't want to be on the battlefield with. D'Amico back in the day was a small fry, but he seemed to hold his own, pretty well after all these years. And honestly, if it were just me and him and I didn't have to worry about all the rest of things, I'm not quite sure how that fight would have gone between me and him. One-on-one.
Small fry, big potato.
yeah, this guy gets it. But the thing is like it's not an honorable battle. It's not a face-off one-on-one, like anything goes. These people could just sneak up behind you and you never know they were a threat in the first place. You got to be constantly on guard, and they catch you in any moment of weakness just when you're not expecting it. There's probably not even a fight. I mean, I could defend myself against a lot, but you never know. Rosie, hush. Oh my god.
I want to learn the slash that the rotund dude was doing.
It's a tempest kick.
What's that?
Well, some people refer to it, to keep it hidden, it's a secret, as Ryokugyan. Whatever the word is. He's drunk. But he stumbles upon it and he mispronounces it probably.
Could you teach me that?
I mean, it's not something that, you could just easily just pick up like overnight. Rankyaku. There you go. That's the like, sorry, I was thinking of the Six Kings gun. But yeah, he's just like, it's these take years of training. And Davos, this resonates to your ears specifically when he says this. He's like, some people train for their entire, formative years and don't even have a slightly a tentative grasp on it. Like whenever they're, a full adult. For some people, they mold their whole lifestyle around these disciplines, these techniques. And Davos, you remember seeing somebody use shave once and being able to imitate it within a week.
Yeah,
and you get like a goosebumps kind of like chill go, like the hair on your arm starts standing up a little bit as he's just like me myself. It took me specifically almost 13 years for me to just grasp the 5 that I know. Some people never get all 6. Some people don't even get like 2 of them down after, you know, dedicated training.
Davos cuts in and he has stopped pacing. He's been listening in, and he steps closer to Dill and just says, "Try us. I think we can get it."
Okay.
Us. Do you want to learn the wrong gun too?
And however,
Oh, sorry, that broke me.
Davos says, "I'll learn however many more of the powers I can with what time we have."
Okay. So he just kind of like is blank faced and like he's just like, well, your captain's wanting to get the heck out of here like within the next 2 to 3 days. So, but I'll see what I can do. I also got
Definitely time for at least one.
okay, sure. And he's like, I also got some work to do still with your shipwright over there with the whole sand surfing situation that, you know, we were talking about before y'all ended up leaving. He's like, let's take the conversation back over there. You know, like he's like, I'll pour up some cactus juice for everybody.
No, I want rum.
You said what now?
He's just like, well, we're running real tight on rum, so you know, we're full
Why
stop
is
in
the
that.
rum always gone?
Oh my god, he had to say it. He had
Yo,
to.
she like sort of like bolts over to like one of the chairs at the bar, pulls up. Miraculously, she has a knife and a fork in her hand with a napkin in her chest. Ready for the cactus juice.
Okay, well, yeah, he's gonna mention that he's gonna pour around cactus juice for anybody who's down. Holly has no idea what the heck that whole situation is, but she's just like, sure, hopefully it tastes better than your rum. And she just kind of she has a finer palate than most. You would assume based off of her tone, because I don't think anyone else here took like issue with the rum.
Why are you insulting his rum? I thought it was really good.
And she just shrugs and then takes a sip of the cactus juice. Anyone else getting down on this round of cactus juice? I feel like all of the NPCs will give it a try. The nomads are used to cactus juice, very used to cactus juice, so they won't necessarily worry about it. Bang D Boom, I see you're typing in the chat. Nice. So you're going over specs with Azrael. Specifically, Softy Boy, Harry, and Holly are going to need to make Constitution saves, as is anybody else who's drinking this cactus juice. Scarlet, you may do so with advantage, because you formed a bit of a habit.
Do I have to make one for that liquor?
It's not liquor. I'm so sorry if you can hear my feral nephew in the background.
No, you're saying that there's still a little bit of rum left.
No, it's for him. He's not giving you rum.
Oh no, Jerry, no.
He is not giving you rum.
No.
Yo, Dill a fiend.
Honestly.
No, I'd rather have the rum than the cactus juice. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if you're drinking cactus juice because rum is not offered to you, then I need a con save. This is for Softy Boy. Give me just a second.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm not drinking any cactus juice. I've been inspired to create.
I've been inspired by my exhaustion. Let's go. Oh, that's a 16.
He did not have bless. I forgot to take that off. So 16 is actually fine. Let's see how Harry does. And then I've got a roll for Holly as well. And Scarlet, you got with advantage just a terrible roll. So as you are taking your first sip, it's like you are teleported away to a strange place. It's like oh my god, Holly crit. So she's loving it. She is vibing on it, whereas Scarlet is swimming through stars, and you notice colors that you've never seen before. You specifically start to see things like just concepts like space and time having conversations with you, and they're just like, it's your first time?
Bro. So like, so she looks over to like this Phil guy. Mind you, that's Phil in real life, but Scarlet, she sees Baba. She don't know where the hell she came from. She looks over to Dill. It's supposed to be Dill, but it's Ragnar then with arms and legs. This is crazy. Behind the bar, it's the ice god.
Yeah, and he starts melting right in front of you as well. Like, and you're having like just like all these crazy feverish visions. And your body feels like it is the perfect temperature, but you're sweating, and you're also like your teeth are chattering, and you're kind of like you're riding on a roller coaster right now, and you're getting the full effect. Ignore these is this 2 crits? Yeah, I never want y'all to complain about my rolling ever again. Holy shit. Somebody clip
these
this.
These are NPCs, bro. This don't count towards your record.
Oh my goodness. Ignore the modifiers. She is exhausted, but he does not have bless on anymore, I'm pretty sure. So it's just a 26. It's not a soft 30. But jeez, man. So yeah, Harry and Holly are just vibing. They're getting like a little bit of like a body, feeling going on, but they're not like whisked away to a different place or anything. Dill, you are also kind of buzzing a little bit, but there's like a little bit of a bitter aftertaste you don't really jive with. And you notice that like as you move, there's just like a little bit of after imagey kind of effect. So like things kind of linger in your vision, even though like for just a split second longer than they should. You feel like you have just like a very minuscule amount of delayed reaction time, but nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Scarlet is straight tripping. And like Phil is just like yo dude, check your captain, like she does not look good. And Scarlet, you're familiar from the effects of your previous times trying out the cactus juice. If you don't do well enough, you are going to be spending a number of minutes now vomiting profusely all of the contents of your stomach. So that happens. You are going to be doing that for a while now. Jerry is just vibing. He's used to it as well by now. But he walks over to Azrael and Bang D Boom.
Jerry was drinking rum.
Oh yeah, he does still have a little bit of rum. He'll probably just out of solidarity partake in some of the juice, just to for now. He wants to save the rum for another day. He's already kind of drank enough of that for tonight. But what do you mean by that? But he walks over to Bang D Boom and Azrael, and he's just like excuse me. So I heard you had some new plans and some new materials to work with it. As far as like these things we were talking about before, I went ahead and did a few mods on the ship, and depending on how long the sandstorm lasts, should almost be good to go. It's we had talked about capturing the energy, the kinetic energy, and storing it, from these types of events. I whipped up a bit of a prototype, so I don't know how far we're gonna get or how fast we'll be able to go, but it's charging right now as we speak. And he like points to the window, and there's just like whipping sands just like hitting this building and all around and shit like that.
Well, now that you mention it, I've put some thought into, a way to continuously recharge the kinetic energy, because it's not like you get sandstorms every day. And I start showing him like plans for like a little treadmill for Rocky B and other various potential interns we find to walk on to generate energy that we can store.
This boy said interns. I love it.
Right, unpaid interns. But I think while this storm is going, I've had a few new ideas for some weapons and equipment that I really want to get knocked out before we set out. I'm not too bad at building the ships, but weapons is really, my calling. I do say so myself. So if you got a forge set up somewhere, I'd love to get access to it once I finish these.
A forge. Oh, well, I mean, we could try to whip one up, but yeah, that's not just something we really have on hand here. There's a bit of glass blowing that goes on down here in the deserts, but metal doesn't do too well, so we never really. Well, they got tons of that on the south side.
Well, a lot of the stuff that I'm looking to work on is mostly glass work, but there's some metal components and things like that I want to take care of. Plus, I promised the good Sir Davos that I would give his shield a little bit of an upgrade.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to use any of the materials and space that I have, and if any of your ship breaks, like I know glass can be a bitch to work with. I myself don't really, I haven't had a lot of experience with it. But if you fuck up too bad, you can bring it to me, and I can see what I can do about fixing it. Just wood is a little bit trickier, but stuff like stone and glass, even metal, I got a bit of a knack for fixing those kinds of things with my fruit power, but I can't really provide too much assistance. And Big Azrael like steps forward a little bit. He's just like, that's where I come in. He's like, I'm the guy. Weapons are my thing as well. We already talked about some of these things as well before we ended up really becoming too acquainted, you and I. And he like looks at Bang D Boom. He's like, I'm your guy. I'll help you with whatever you need. For as long as for as long as we're still staying here. And then we hit the seas, and he like gets like super excited. Samia and Dalt and Russ seem a little bit nervous, like still as like none of them have been on a boat that has set sail. But if you remember, Big Azrael is from another island and has not he has not been a nomad his whole life. He has sailed before.
Yeah, there's definitely, since you're, I know you worked a lot with the glass in the desert, and I'm gonna start showing them some of my blueprints for this double-sided arrow I'm trying to make for Russ. It's like, what if we take these little parts and get the glass thin enough to where it almost works like feathers? And I'm gonna just start going through my plans for that. But also, I guess while I'm still waiting on access to a place to do some glass construction, I'm gonna start breaking down some of the like leather and stuff I have from some backpacks, and let me see what else I have. I've got some clothes and stuff like that, but I'm just gonna kind of start to get the leather together to start making a set of bracers.
Nice. Yeah, you've used some of your bedrolls for Rocky B, and then there are a few other things that you've kind of exhausted, but you do have a good amount of resources, as well as all of the things that were salvaged from the ship that you came in on, as well as the 6 other ships that were sunk and were harvestable, like whatever was usable there. So a lot of the wood was waterlogged, but some of the like stone and other things and and metal from all of that was salvageable. So you have a good amount of materials to work with. I'm going to say, because of Big Azrael helping you out for however much time you guys are going to be here, he will give you advantage, as well as, because you are an artificer, your crafting times are cut in half already. So that's cool,
Right.
and all of that is going to be accounted for. But in order for us to determine ultimately how much time it takes and how much materials are consumed, obviously failures and consecutive tries will consume more materials, but Jerry will help cut down on some of that. That will all go down to a series of rolls. So that is going to be, we're basically going to like kind of, unless anyone else has anything they want to say tonight specifically, we'll kind of do a bit of a time skip of the next like 2 or so days. You guys are actually going to notice that the sandstorm is persisting nearly the whole time, with very little light hiccups of clear time, but the storms keep circling back around, and you don't get a lot of time to do much of anything outside, except for the occasional like maybe half an hour or so. But this storm is just constantly berating the port that you guys are at right now, and as soon as it goes away, it comes right back, like literally within a half an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty persistent, it seems.
Yeah, so we are actually gonna go ahead and we will get back to some of the time skippy montage events that we're going to be doing. I'm going to give these core crew members here a little bit of time to think about what they would like to be doing over the next 2 days, two-ish days, while we get more acquainted with what's going on with Lord Azrael's situation under the sea. So where we were last left, homeboy was whisked away from his new home. I'm just gonna show everybody what's going on here with this whole situation. This is
vexyz timing is like impeccable, bro.
I was hoping you would be available and free for it, but yeah, this is the whole situation. This little bit of a winding mass, huge, absolutely ginormous. This little blip right here, these 2 bit, that is a full sailing ship that is right here. And so like it actually got whisked away as well down the gullet, as a ton of water inundated this the entryway. The way that you had gleaned was where you had came from, and so you are you are actually incapacitated briefly by the sheer force of what has hit you, and the sheer shock of losing like your footing and being whisked away, and the loud noise, and like I don't know, like it might be terror, it might just be like just kind of like your previous exhaustion kind of still taking its toll on you a bit. But as soon as you had gotten back on your feet and kind of like figured things out and stuff like that, you had gotten slammed with just like thousands of pounds of water. So you had your daylights completely knocked out. And while you are passed out, you much like your captain are having visions. That you seem to be there is a pitch black field of vision all around you, and you can just kind of see yourself floating in like an ichor, like an abyss type of situation.
Davy Lones, you finally came for me, Davy Lones. Oh,
Lord Azrael.
Oh, it means it's finally happening, huh? Time for me to pay my debt.
What would you be a lord of?
I thought you would know, Davy Lones.
You can kind of see like your vision starts to like falter a bit, and you start to hear like a rain kind of like all around you. And it's like you could hear rain, but you can't feel it on yourself. You can't feel really anything. You don't feel that you just kind of feel like you're floating, but you don't feel like any gravity or any like tire, or like you don't feel exhausted like you have been. You don't feel the need to, like, you don't normally breathe air, but you still process like some sort of like ventilating like system. You know, you have like lungs that kind of work in tandem with gills and things like that. You don't feel any of that going on. You don't feel hungry like you have for days now, and maybe that's just because that sploosh hit the spot, but you don't feel thirsty. You don't feel anything right now except for maybe curious, or maybe, I don't know. Tell me how you feel.
Let's see if that's the word real quick. Huh?
While you're trying to gather your thoughts, you notice that there is like
I'm
like
in a state of reverence.
okay, there's like a bit of an echo to your thoughts as they bounce around in your head. It feels like they're not confined to just within your head. It feels like your thoughts are freely flowing around you as well. And when this voice calls out to you, it also echoes not just around you and out to all of the edges of this abyss, but within you. And
Reading my thoughts is cheating.
What good is a lord to a sovereign?
It's a good point.
Your
I worship
debts,
you, so I'm better than the average lord.
your debts, your earthly ties are too puny for me to collect upon right now. You're not finished.
No, I have to spread the faith.
You're not even close to finished. At this rate, you might not ever be.
You can help me, Lord.
Uh-huh. And what do you offer?
Oh, I think you should know better than to give me that option, Lord. I offer everything.
You just kind of hear like a laughter that makes you feel infinitesimally small and puny. Like you had just been inside of this like sea beast that it goes on for miles and miles and miles, and you were like, I realize how small, or how big the world is. This feeling that you're getting right now dwarfs even that, at least 100-fold. And this laughter continues to echo on, and then it ceases very abruptly, and he's just like, there is only one thing that I truly value.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
You will bring me more gold.
Damn it.
And then you're like shunted awake as you like get like thwacked by like a passing barrel. And this is actually a fresh barrel, not like an ancient and decrepit and waterlogged and like mold or like a algae covered barrel. This is like a fresh looking barrel, like a nice one. Because you've got standards about these things now. You've seen different varying qualities and ages of barrels down here. This one's like, it was like built this year maybe, and like has barely been underwater, for that long at all. And it just like whack, like right against your face, and you immediately come back to consciousness, and there is just a flowing river of water running all around you. Very little things for you to grab onto that aren't also moving at such breakneck speeds. Give me a dexterity save.
No problem. My deck save is for the next save.
Yo, soft 20 is great. So yeah, you're able to catch yourself like and maybe like finesse like a few long boards of like wood and like other like larger structures. Like there's some boulders and things down here. There's like, and you're able to kind of like wedge yourself. I'm gonna move you slightly. Hold on. Towards like a wall here, or like in a lining, like an intestinal lining, is what it would be more aptly called. And you're able to get yourself a little bit like wedged in here, and so you don't like completely flow downward through the rest of the corridor, unless you want to let go, in which case you can flow with this water. But yeah, so you kind of get like your bearings. You're not sure how far flung you've gone from what the dry area that you were before, or where you were floating before, within the gullet. Like you don't know where the ship is, but you do still have all of your belongings on you. So there is that. At least all the ones that you've collected.
Okay, that's all the ones I collected. Oh, you know what? I'm glad I'm alive.
You can go ahead and give me a perception as well.
Perception.
You'll need to beat a 15.
Beat a 15, huh? Okay.
A 19 does it. You are actually going to roll me 1d10.
1d10, huh?
You find 5 floating along. You find 5 of the ancient bottles of sake.
Oh. My life was worth living after all.
And then if there's anything else that I know you had mentioned that specifically, and I was like, oh yeah, that's probably a good idea to make sure he has a chance to get those back. If there's anything else specifically you're trying to spot, roll me a d100.
After I found this, I was pretty satisfied with life. But if I found anything else, I'll see.
Yeah, let's see what you get on a d100. This could be. Oh wow. You find 3 things of sploosh, because you had quite a bit of those, and 2 of them are cracked open, and there's just a bunch of salt water that's just kind of floated in there. But there's 1 thing of sploosh that is still, so you get another jar of that, which effectively counts as a ration, which is very important where you're currently at right now. So you notice that like you're in a different kind of like as the water kind of starts to slow down and not rush so fast around you, the water levels are really high and you're submerged for a bit, and then it like starts to dwindle and lower, and like there's a little bit like of a space where there's air, and then like the bottom half obviously there's water, so you can kind of tell up from down based off of that, whereas before you could not while you were fully submerged. So you get like your up from down, right? And there's like a little bit of like air breathing and a little bit of like water breathing. It's like about 50-50, you know, like a cut down the middle. And the walls where you're at here seem to be different. They have a bit of like a rifling. Like some of them have like weird like rivets and things like that. Like it seems like, you know, you've cut a lot of people up, you've tortured some individuals, right? So like, you know what intestines look like. Before it seemed like you might have been in a wide open space, like a gullet, like somebody's stomach. You seem to have worked yourself now down into where gravity did it, or so the large mass of water, you know, did work yourself now to where you're in like a bit of like a snaking like tube like intestinal situation here. And I'll give you that without a roll. This is because you're great at medicine already, so that's free. You see like there seems to be like a blood flow in some of the thinner spots here. You're able to see like ventricles and like capillaries and things like that of like things absorbing certain nutrients and waters out of the the pulp that you're kind of swimming in now. And is also like blood flow that you can kind of spot. Is there anything else you kind of be looking? Yes.
Coming
And
from
yeah.
upstream or downstream?
It's all around you. Like so it's flowing like you can see where the blood is flowing to, like the end of the line. You can't see where it's flowing from, obviously. But you can see like little like bright purpley kind of like capillaries that are kind of just surrounding like all around you and things like that. And
Is
you
the
also
pulse strong?
Yeah. It's a pretty healthy pulse.
Is it, how big is this vein?
About as big as one of your arms.
Big as my arm. Oh, damn, that's not big enough.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, you said I had some broken jars, huh?
Yes, you do. You also have broken glass from the time that you had tried to get the lenses from that warped telescope. I just want to remind the rest of the party here to be thinking while we're doing all of this. Obviously, pay attention and enjoy and things like that, but also be thinking about what your character would be doing in the period of time while the sandstorm is occurring, and we'll get back to you guys before the end of the session. But yeah, what would you like to try to do, noticing these capillaries and pointing out that you do in fact have broken glass? This sounds terrible.
See, I'm about to do an incision, Vex, and it seems somebody's gonna have a whole glass pumping through their blood system.
All right. So should I make you roll an attack, or would this be?
No, it's gonna be all medical. They won't even feel it. They won't know a damn thing happened until it's too late.
Okay, so I was gonna say the AC would be pretty high. I'll just translate that AC into a DC, and we'll make this a medicine check. The DC is 19.
Oh, if there's any time to roll something decent, it's now. I cast
You have
guidance
advantage
on myself.
Yeah, you have advantage because it is medicine.
All right.
And it is involving a sea creature.
Oh, that's true. I cast guidance on myself just to be sure. Not that I don't have confidence. I should roll this pretty easily, actually.
That's a crit.
I am a god.
Oh my goodness. And you hear in the back of your mind, you were asking for like help, and you kind of reminisce to like when you were convening with what you're very convinced is Davy Loans in your head, or in the abyss, wherever the fuck that was, in pitch black, like surrounding you. And you hear your voice resonate like, I'm a god. And then Davy Loans, or the voice that you think is Davy Loans, just kind of like laughs again. And as you get this crit, you hear him say, but at what cost?
Oh, I see.
And yeah, so you do amazingly. You are going to be making an incising on this capillary, and having glass being intravenously dispersed through this creature. Is that what you're doing?
Yes. I will shatter this glass, throw it into his vein, and then close it back up.
Wonderful. So with a crit, at first it's going to seem like nothing happens. What would you like to do next?
See, now I need to prepare for the aftermath.
And how would you like to do so?
Oh. That's a very good question. If only the answer came just as good as that question did.
Oh my goodness.
I will be swimming. I will swim to the end of this tunnel. Well, all the while chanting This is my sacrifice to Davy Loans.
So you're
This is my
going
sacrifice to Davy Loans.
you're going the direction that the water was flowing. That's correct.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you're swimming down, not out. Wonderful. So you can go ahead and continue to move. You do notice a few processed fleshy bits leaking dark ichor into the water around you, which you would recognize with your medical expertise and your experience lately as the remains of all of those things that were eaten alongside of you, as well as some fresher looking fleshy bits. This seems to be mostly devoid of life, or you would hope.
Oh. Damn.
And you remember specifically that most creatures have a very unique gut fauna, and that there are a lot of bacteria and potentially even like plants and creatures down here that live in symbiosis or even parasitically off of this creature. And as that happens, I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity save. DC 15.
DC, I'm so scared of what this. Well, okay, I can feel it in my bones. The not one. Oh, God
What
damn.
the? No.
In my pocket today. Davy Lowe's really be loving me today.
This is crazy, dude. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
You're gonna owe
crazier?
him so much gold before you can get
You
in
know
the
what's
afterlife.
crazier? The entire time I was singing, "This is a sacrifice for Davy Lowe's. This is a sacrifice for Davy Lowe's."
This is insane, is what it is. So there's that tendrils that whip out right where you're at of the water and try to bind you by your limbs, specifically the limbs that like seem to be non-responsive. This is as if it were like a part of the floor and ceiling itself. These winding, viney, sinuous masses of flesh start to try to grab at you and try to rip you to pieces. And it seems that you can give me a nature roll. I'll give you advantage because you just crit that save, so you get a good look at it. So with a soft 20, with a soft 20, you're able to notice this seems to be some sort of sentient and carnivorous plant living parasitically off of this larger being here, this Neptunian. And it, as it tried to grab at you, and it even did grab a hold of one of your dangling arms, you are able to finesse yourself out of its reach very quickly. Because you have just like a vitality that you haven't had for days put into you through a good night's sleep and things like that, and meeting with what you think is Davy Loans. So you notice this very large entity. It is a very, very sentient and very, very hungry and ruthless and brutal carnivorous plant, the likes that you have never seen before, that doesn't need any sunlight. And you, off of a soft 20, you assume that it might be sustaining itself not just through the bits of the fleshy bits down here before they're fully digested, but also through the electricity that surges periodically.
I'm not gonna lie, I think he's perfect. What a beautiful creature. Now, how do I harvest him?
Yeah, it's trying to just like absolutely rip you to shreds, and you're just dodging it, and it's you could tell, like, if you were caught off guard, if you were on any less of your A game right now, this thing could have ended your life or put up a serious fight.
My life. See, the question is, what's more valuable? A new device for torture or my life. I could make an argument for the new device for torture.
Oh my god.
I kind of want him. I think Ragnar didn't like him too.
Give me an insight.
Insight. Oh,
Yeah, this one's gonna be low DC, like a DC like 11.
DC 11, huh?
Nice. So 15. Yeah, you notice that how large this thing is. There is no possible way for you to carry this thing with you, especially with how voracious it seems.
You ever seen Minecraft, Vix?
Have I seen a video game? Yes.
Yeah, okay. You ever heard of what are they called? The things that walk on lava, the lava walkers. Everybody in here knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, Strider. You ever seen a Strider, Vix?
Yes, I've seen a Strider.
You ever seen how people ride those Striders, Vix?
Oh my god.
I'm thinking of riding this plant out of here, Vix. And it seems to like my arm, my dead arm.
Off of your 15, like your insight here, you would notice that this thing is this is not a commensalist or symbiotic relationship in the way that a lot of the other gut fauna and flora here would be participating with this larger creature. This seems to be a fully parasitic relationship. And I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that knowledge before you tried to do what you're about to do. Proceed.
Fully parasitic. Oh no, I just really like it. If I had my book right now that I could look into in plants, it would make this a lot easier. But I don't. Yeah, you know what? I'll come back for you one day. I promise. I have regrets already.
Wonderful. So yeah, now obviously you are going further down in, and the spacing is getting extremely tight. Before you can get too far down, though, you do start to feel an earthquake of tremors, just large vibrations, a roar that sounds almost as loud as whenever like it felt like a godhead was speaking directly into your being. This is almost that loud, as there seems to be just like a writhing of the end of this tail. I'm gonna need you to make 5 dexterity saves. Yes, they're DC 10. You do not have advantage.
Okay.
The DC was significantly lowered because you got a fucking crit on the thing that caused this. But yes, it seems that the glass has reached the heart.
Oh, that's a bit faster than I thought. But that means I just have to swim faster. Roll.
Okay, so that's one success.
Roll.
That's one failure.
I'm gonna use my guidance now.
Okay, you need to get max on that guidance for this to be a success. If you roll any less than a 4, it will be a failure.
And I will get success.
You did not. So that's one success. Yeah, 1 success, 1 failure. We have 3 more to go. Let's see.
Oh no.
It's a success. A success. Okay, cool. So that is unless you crit fail on this last one, it seems like you're in the clear for the most part.
No, Vex. I think you cursed me, bro. No. Let's be clear. I think you cursed me.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
I think you cursed me, bro.
Holy
you
shit.
said no, bro. You know when the people. Oh, I think we got out. Why would you say that? Every time somebody says that, something happens. You just did that to me.
Okay. So we're looking at the total add up here. It seems that we have a 12, which is 2 over the DC, and then we have an 8, which is 2 under the DC. So you're even right there. Then we have a 13, so you're 3 over on an average. And then we have an 18, so you were 11 over if we add it all up together, what you should be at. Then we get to this, so it's -6, but we're also going to double that because it's a crit, which would mean that that is -12. So from your 11 over -12, you come out just shy of a success, is how I'm going to rule that. Yes, that is tragic.
Wait. I think I can fix this, bro.
You've already used your guidance.
I did use my guidance.
So you do not have another use of it. So I am about to roll some damage here, which you will take the full amount from.
There must be something I can do. I always have something I can do. That's my whole ghetto.
Well, we are going to see how much damage you take. You are at full health currently, so there's that.
No.
Take 26 points of bludgeoning damage as you are just berated left and right, up and down, all throughout hitting all of the walls, boulders, and like fleshy bits just like slapping and churning up against you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was still as hairy from the Constitution saves in the bar. But yeah, you feel like you're in a like a smoothie cup with a bunch of blender balls in there, you know what I mean, and you're just getting churned inside of the, like, as the roar also has not ceased, and you're just like, damn, this thing must need to breathe. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. It's got gills. Like, so you are also going to notice electricity is going to start to surge down the hall from where you, and it is going to be erupting through, coming from back here towards where you're at right now. So we are going to now need, this time it's only going to be 3 Constitution saving throws.
Ain't no way, bro. Yo, you gonna tell me the DC this time?
That's 10. It's a pass. That's a pass. Okay, so again, unless you crit fail here, you are good. That's all. That's 3 passes. So you are going to be able to noticing within time that the electricity is surging up through the the whole hallway like structure that you're in. You are able to make sure that you are not submerged in the water or touching specifically the surfaces that would also be conducting. Does that make sense? You're able to, like, you were getting bludgeoned around by like some rocks and some wood and things, and noticing what you noticed in time, you are going to be able to fasten yourself a little bit of a situation where you are going to only take half of what is about to be rolled.
Yeah, listen to me, like, I'm telling you right now. See that half? Oh my god. It's over. It's over. Now that it's over.
So so we're just going to call that a flat 10 lightning damage. So yeah, 10 is what you take.
See, I'm going to use absorb elements on that, Rex, huh? See.
As a reaction? Okay. Wonderful. Absorb elements. 5. All right, so you have the half. That's perfect. So you take 5 from it, and you have this energy kind of stored within you, it seems.
That's right.
Wonderful. How are you feeling?
Awful.
Didn't it feel great to be back at full health?
You see, not only did I not take the plant of my dreams, but then this entire body turned against me and said, "Oh, you thought you got away, huh? You thought it was over? It's only the beginning."
Cool. So that all happens, and you are gonna notice that there seems to be a bright light further down the hallway from where you're at now, like down to like about here. There seems to be some sort of like emanating light that lingers longer than like all of these other things seem to lose charge after like the surge kind of pulses through, from the face down and all the way through. Something here closer to the tail end seems to be holding that charge, and that light is still burning through longer. What would you like to do now? There's still a bit of like a writhing going on and still some pulses and things like that, but we'll say that all of that was encompassed in the rolls that we just did.
Well, I'll just have to just do what Dorothy did.
Hey, yo.
You do know what Dorothy did, right? Just to be clear.
Follow the yellow brick road?
Well, yes. No, never mind. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
That's Dory, brother.
Same. Hey, no copyright.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't have Walt Disney. We have Dalt Disney. You're right.
Yeah.
So you are going to reach to what is not necessarily the end of the being itself, but what seems to be the end of the line as far as where all of these things were going. You have reached beyond the confines of all of the intestines and to a specific body part we all know the name of but don't need to say. And you also notice around this area is a large stone megalithic structure that seems to be just wedged into the end, but you're able to swim in between like the gaps in between it and the walls and things like that. But it seems that there is just like a large, it seems to be a black cuboid type of situation here, about 20 times larger than you yourself, and you are a 11-foot tall individual, I believe.
I'm a massive being.
Yeah. This thing is huge. It seems perfectly cubic and almost like pitch black, but it's giving off like a blue sheen still, as it is. There seems to be energy emanating around it, and you can even see what seems to be some crazy markings like engraved into it.
You can roll a history or something like that?
You can try to roll whatever you want.
Whatever I want. Can I read it?
You could try. I'm gonna say right now, reading it is like a DC 30. I don't even know if that's possible for you.
I can do it. I don't know how.
You do not have advantage, also, by the way.
Wait, just to be clear, if I had Bardic Inspiration like a week ago, do I still have it?
Hell, actually, hold on.
I got a Bardic Inspiration from Balincc. Like,
I am gonna say the one from like a week ago, absolutely not. But something within you, while you were hearing, this like eldritch being in your mind and this crazy gargantuan, just like Neptunian from the deep that's centuries old, also yelling it so loud that you can't even think, and you were processing all of these like things. You also hear just randomly your captain's voice in your mind. And this is the same instance of Bardic Inspiration that Bang D Boom and NoChill Dill and Bao Davos had received while they were underneath a crumbling house, to know that their captain is still alive. But yeah, you hear Captain Scarlet in your mind. And you do have bardic inspiration.
Well,
That is a D8 now, not a D6. Should be upgraded on your sheet.
yeah. I could definitely do this. I will also do guidance.
Okay.
So only thing I need now is a crit. Yeah, it should be easy.
Let's see it. And again, this is a flat roll. But you do have the D8 and the D4 that you can add on to it, but this is a flat roll.
Come on, I just need a crit. Oh my god.
Add the D8.
I thought it was added.
Oh, well then your guidance was not added. Whatever you, oh yeah. So roll the, wait, oh no, it added the guidance and the, okay, I get you. So you rolled a 1 and a 3 on the guidance and the bardics. So there's a soft 10. That is the softest 10 that
I've ever seen in my
that
life.
we might have ever had in this campaign. After such a build up, yeah, it's a big. It just looks like a rock or something like that. You don't know what's going on. You're from the White Sea even, and so you've seen some
we
shit.
have one of these.
Yeah, but you don't know anything about it, like other than that. This is not the first one that you've seen. The one that you had seen before was equally as perplexing.
I thought there was only one of these in the world. What is it doing here? I'll kick it, stupid rock.
You take 2 points of unintentional damage.
Damn it. I didn't even do that.
So you are no longer at double digits at this point.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so you maybe you get the feeling maybe that maybe these only exist like really far away from like the surface level, because you're like super far down now, and before you were like super high up and stuff like that. So who knows? But you have no clue. Anyways, what would you like to do now that you are near what seems to be some sort of exit?
It's a good question. Oh, there was like 2 options. I could just leave, or I could tear his ass a new one.
Would you like to sleep on it, and we can actually get back to this in the next session?
Would I like to sleep on it? No, I would not. I'm gonna pop me a pill. A perk. Yeah, that's right. A perk.
Oh my goodness. And are you going into constitution, into dexterity, or into strength?
Dex.
Okay, so your nimble form.
That's right. Then. Ooh.
I say, I'm just gonna be completely real with you right now, Ragnar. Above table, I'll be very careful about what you're about to do and make sure you've thought it through.
Yeah, I'm thinking it through as I do it. Then I'm gonna heal. Ooh, heal me. Second wind.
Good call.
damn it.
Using second wind. Hey, that's not bad. So that puts you at a pretty good number. I think that puts you at like a soft 20, right? Or am I tripping?
That was me. That was my attack by accident.
Oh, rough. Oh yeah, I thought. Wow. So you're at like 15 HP or something like that. You just rolled a death save.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. Let's see. There was probably like a cure wounds, huh?
Second wind is your bonus action, so you do have an action still if you're still wanting to act within that 6-second time frame there.
Damn.
Okay, so that puts you at 22, and for some reason you keep rolling death saves.
I'm getting ready for it. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad I'm throwing the ones that would have failed me.
I mean, a 19's not bad. But yeah, so you heal up, you patch yourself together, and really give it some thought before you do whatever you're about to do. And you have used up the inspiration that you got from your captain's words.
I'm going to take the sword and start carving the symbols on the bell that I see on the stone.
On the jade rapier that you got, or the jade dagger that you got.
Not on the rapier. I'm gonna carve it into the bell.
Oh, I forgot you still had the bell. Fucking wild. Okay. This is gonna be we'll call it sleight of hand, because this involves hands, right?
Oh, just to be clear, I had advantage in sleight of hand because of my multipod, but as you can tell, I don't really have a multipod advantage right now.
This will be a flat roll.
I just wanted to know.
I'm assuming you would give yourself guidance though.
Oh, yes, I would. I was not about to do that, but yes, I will. Oh, that's good.
That's really good. Yeah, so you jot down there is so much on this impossibly large structure here that there's no way. Like, there's people who can like write like the Bible on a grain of rice and stuff like that. You're not that guy. You know what I mean? So you are going to be able to get a couple lines which should be really fun for me to have to write. I know. Cool. So this happens, and that will have reveal and payoff later, obviously. And then what else would you like to do?
I'm
just taking notes really quickly.
Wait. It's time to go. I'll miss it in here. Like, actually, I'm going to. I feel like there's so much more I could have explored. But I can't stay here any longer. I need to go. And I'll leave.
How? Like,
see, I will use acupuncture and get the area to relax and to slide out.
Okay, I'll say with your previous sleight of hand, we won't necessarily have to worry about it. Maybe the only part of this being that is currently relaxed.
Can I also say one thing? This creature seems to not have to worry about prostate.
Love that. So you are definitely climbing your way through down, and we said before, down and not out. No, now down and out, and we will see exactly the results of that in the next session. That is all for this part of your adventures, potentially forever, but definitely tonight. And we'll pick back up exactly right there shortly. Fucking wild. Cool. We go back to I'm just gonna put y'all in the bar for a second because I don't actually know if I have the other map ready. But we will go back to the port and we will focus on what they are doing while they are catching up to where you're at. Because you had been a little bit ahead in time, actually, right there, comparatively to the narrative of the bar situation. So the last time that you guys were on the same timeline was at the glass house. The bar and everything that just happened there and that fight and that whole situation was about 2 days after. So that was 2 days post glass house, 2 nights post glass house. You yourself have spent, I think, over 4 or 5 days within the belly of the beast. So these 2 days of them montaging post bar fight will basically put you guys on very, very similar timelines. But they're still just a bit behind where you're at time wise, I think. I will confirm that next session, but we are going to, yeah, I think this is fine. Y'all just have to drag your tokens out in a second. Actually, I'm just gonna copy and paste. So we are back at the lovely and large Port Delfina here with this Port Scarletta here with just this absolutely massive map that I made a long time ago and have touched up so much since. And
mighty yellow.
There's no bodies, no blood.
There's no red.
It's been 2
It's
days.
a beach.
It's been 2 days, and it is now in the middle of the sun. Once we like get done with whatever y'all were, so I mean, like, yeah, we're just gonna assume that it's daytime. Let's focus on Bang D Boom really quickly and get that done because I know what he is going to be doing is going to occupy all of his downtime. So Scarlet, you were last on some juice. You're probably gonna have a rough morning the next morning, but Bang D Boom was diligently and almost immediately going over blueprints and plans and rough design sketches and things in that very bar that very night, and I'm assuming maybe burnt some midnight oil and even right the next day, right and early, got right onto it as well. So what would you like to try to operate on first? Again, the sandstorm is still raging on and off.
Okay.
90% of the day is sandstorm.
Yeah, I don't really need to be outside for like the first thing. So like the idea is, Softy Boy was mentioning he needs a little bit better defense. I noticed he's kind of a brawler type guy. So I wanted to make him some bracers or some like gauntlets. So basically taking some of the leather stuff and putting it together and then wrapping I think I have 3 glass chains left. So I was going to use 2 of those chains to wrap one around each of the gauntlets. The idea would be to give him some extra defense for when he blocks, but also some versatility because he can unhook the chain and use it like a whip.
Okay. So you already have all the materials.
Some of the defense.
Yeah, and it doesn't really require much of that's not necessarily like a difficult task. I would say like this is literally just like a DC 10. But if you would like to roll, you don't have glass blowers tools, but you don't really need any of that to get this done.
I do have glass blowers tools.
Oh, well, do you have proficiency is what I was really but you don't even need to use that for here. Yeah, you could just roll Tinker's tools for this one. That's good. Yeah. So you and Big Azra are going to be able to get this like put together very easily. And that is no sweat. It doesn't even take you maybe like an hour. So you could probably get that done that night in the bar even. You still got plenty of time to work on things. What else are you thinking about?
The other thing is going to be the double-sided arrow for Russ. It's a little bit more intricate, but the idea would be to basically using like a trigger based on the pressure of the impact on the arrowhead. Upon impact, the glass that we use as the feathers will slide down, and a new arrow tip will pop out the back, and he can use his devil fruit to call the arrow back. So he's got an arrow that shoots both ways. And it'll come with a little attachment so we can still lock it.
And it's an on impact like trigger, so that that way there is no like issues with him firing it from his bow. I love it. As soon as I read what you typed when you messaged me that, I was like, that is so crazy. So I really like that. You do have advantage. And as far as material costs goes, this is glass work. So remember, Jerry's just going to be able to kind of snap his fingers and like not worry too much. And you do have a lot of glass materials as well. So that is going to be inconsequential here. What we're really going to look at is the quality of what you're making, as well as how much time it's going to take you. So for each individual arrow that you would like to craft like this, there is a little bit of glass working, so I will need a glass blowers tools DC 12, and also a like Tinker's tools DC 13.
You said phone call from work. 1 second.
Got it. This is actually such a cracked idea as well. Like like honestly, like making it like an arrow that like on impact. So like I can't even describe how genius like that honestly is. It's super dope.
So like while we were workshopping like how we thought something cool along the lines would work would be for like the arrow from Guardians of the Galaxy, just being able to zip it around like that. And I was like, yo, that fucking cracked.
It feels very fitting.
Oh yeah.
I'm just typing it in chat. So he's typing it in chat as well. For each individual arrow, it's. Just wait till he gets back. I know that it seems like Davos and Dill are going to be spending their time. Pete, if you want to roll for each individual arrow, a glass blowers and a Tinker's. So I think you said you wanted to make 3, so that would be 3 rolls each of both of those things. If you don't have a roll for glass blowing, it's just I believe it would just be I can make it on your sheet really quickly, actually.
Yo. Ooh.
15, good. No, that beats. Don't worry.
Sorry, I was gonna make 3 arrows. Sorry if my audio is going in and out.
No, you're fine.
No, you work.
So you pass all 3 of the Tinker's tools, which helps you get the mechanism, like the triggering parts down. And then as far as your glass blowers tools, I'm gonna make that really quickly. Something you're not proficient in, but I'll tie it to your dexterity. Glass blowers tools. So you are cool. I'll give you a bit of proficiency in it. Okay, it should be on your sheet now. You can go ahead and roll it. It's like right below your wood carvers and tinkers and thieves and stuff like that. said his audio was cutting in and out, so I don't know if he's responding, but we'll just while we're waiting for that, like I said, I know that Davos and Dill were wanting to spend a lot of their downtime working on training with Jerry. Was there anything else besides that you two wanted to spend any time on?
Sleeping.
That is,
Yeah, recovering from that exhaustion. I was gonna say too.
You said you
Yeah.
put glass blowers tools on my shit. Okay, I see 'em.
yeah. So 3 of those. That's a
Ooh.
crit.
Let's go.
All successes, but 1 crit. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're actually able to like get this done well enough to where you've shown Azra everything that he needs to do so well that he can actually spend some time working on some more of these. If he did, though, that would forego your advantage. But there can be potentially more than 3 arrows that can be made in this downtime if you want him to be doing that. But if you want him to keep
No.
helping you, then you'll continue to roll with advantage.
Yes, I would prefer him to keep helping me because the next thing that I wanted to make is what I call the Great Warhammer, which basically I have a glass Warhammer in my inventory. I also have 5 glass cutlasses. The idea is I'm basically gonna.
What the fuck?
I'm just as a guess. I'm saying this is a Warhammer with like the actual hammer part on one side, and the other side's like a smaller like weight type thing. Removing that weight type thing, I'm gonna attach the cutlass blade essentially to a point where it's like collapsible. So if he wants to, he can trigger that to come out, and it operates like a scythe. So he has the option to do bludgeoning as well as slashing damage with his Warhammer style weapon. So that's
Okay, and I'm sorry, who is this? Is this for Big Azra? Is that what you're saying?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
To quell his disappointment for not getting the great sword, giving him a big hammer that also has a sword on it.
Okay. We will go ahead and say that this is going to be, so this is not necessarily glass blowing. This can just be, again, Tinker's tools.
Okay.
Because it's just kind of like handiwork with like small parts and things like that, but you're not making brand new glass and like heating any of these elements necessarily. You're just kind of like affixing apparatus, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Tinker's tools.
With a 13, you
I
are
do
able
still have
to...
my inspiration from Balincc, if that's not enough.
Yeah, if you want to add it, you can add it.
Okay. What's that, a D4?
It's a D8. You should have a button on your sheet that you can just kind of hit, like by where like bless would be and stuff like that, or by guidance. You should just hit that button and it rolls it for you. So it is a 15 total. That is exactly the number I was looking for. And you were struggling a little bit with getting like how it would, but this being Big Azra's weapon, he wanted to be extremely diligent in making sure that it was like perfect. And you had like a rough draft kind of mocked up, and he's just like, you two together were able to get it to his liking. But you did also take away from this guy seems to be a little bit of a perfectionist, which isn't a bad thing, but you know, it's just a note.
Can definitely appreciate it.
Wonderful. So that's another success in the books.
There's only 2 other things that I wanted to try if I can get them done in this time. One would be the bear trap shield for Davos, which more or less is just me bolting a bear trap to the front of Davos' shield so that there's a chance when people make melee attacks that they get caught in the trap.
We'll say that you've definitely spent 1 day of crafting so far with most of this glass stuff. Is there anything, is that all the glass things that you're trying to work out?
The only other glass thing would be, let me see. So for Ragnar, he wants like basically a double-bladed like lance type thing. So I'm basically going to take 2 more of the glass cutlasses that I have, and then kind of melt down some of I've got some like steel mirrors to make like a connecting piece. But basically it'll be like a double-bladed lance thing that can break apart into two pieces if he so chooses, like two smaller swords. So it separates in the middle.
Got you. So that and the bear trap will be on the second day of downtime. As the other things, the arrows specifically took you the most time, but that third arrow you got through it really quickly. I was gonna say they might have taken you the full day, but with that crit, you guys got it figured out with enough time to do Azra's weapon as well. Now you on the second day, you can start to work on Davos and Lord Azrael's weapons. So if you wanted to do the bear trap shield first, this one is pretty simple. It is just a shield, and you're just fixing a bear trap to it. The difference here is that this is going to have a scaling DC. If you hit with a 12, it's a functional weapon, but there's going to be some downsides to it. If you hit with a 15, it is going to be less downsides and a little bit more function. If you get above a 20, this will be a very good weapon with almost no downsides necessarily, outside of just sheer game balance. This will also determine how frequently it may or may not need to be repaired by you in the future. Okay. So you can go ahead and roll. This is going to just be like, you know, tinkers or smiths or whatever. Like it's pretty simple though. A 14. So this is going to be a moderate with little bits of drawback as far as the quality. I'm going to say every 3 uses, Davos needs you to fix it. And I will message, I will get that put onto Davos's sheet before next session. But yeah, if in future attempts, you can try to like also improve upon it and things like that. But you've got a lot on your plate right now. So if you're wanting to move to the next weapon, we can move to that as well. This is, again, you're not forming any glass, so no glass blowers tools. You're just using existing glass.
Does guidance help with these?
Guidance is, in fact, skill checks. So, yes. This is because this is a skill.
I think I have. Oh, I do have guidance.
Oh, cool. Well, then you can throw on a D4.
This one's for Davos.
Even a 1 is going to get you to a 15. Okay, so 16 all day.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I was going to say even a 1 gets you to the next, but like this is like I said, a sliding scale of quality and effectiveness here. So that is really good. It's a much more practical weapon. Every 5 uses, Davos is going to have to need you to fix it, which basically means that it's 5 uses in between a short rest of this shield without it kind of gumming up. So I will get that put onto your sheet, Mikey, for before you end up piloting Davos again in any serious combat. I think right now, though, if we do any combat here on this downtime, you're going to be focusing on hand-to-hand, right?
Absolutely, but that is big hype. Big shout out to Bang. Big shout out to Guidance. I'm so hyped for the trap shield. This is so cool.
Then we have one last project that you were wanting to work on outside of like any ship stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
So for that one, again, it's just going to be another Smith's, Tinkers, just a Tinkers. If you are wanting to make it out of metal instead, that would be a Smith's tools, but you don't really have like the facilities for that. So the DC would be significantly higher. I think it's very smart using the glass weapons that you have while they're available to you. Now that they're available to you, I should say.
Yeah, it's okay. Tinker's tool.
Yes, and this one is going to be a DC. This is kind of the most, other than the arrow, this is going to be more time consuming than the bear trap shield. The bear trap shield was actually something you got pretty quickly, but it's not like your best work. You feel like the design could be improved upon, but you need to see it in action first before you can really perfect the bear trap shield.
Need some field testing.
Yes, this is going to take significantly more time than that, and so the DC is going to be a little bit higher as far as this one, and it's not a sliding scale. This is going to be a 16 Make it or break it.
Okay. Do I get Azrael's help on this?
Yes, you do.
Ciao.
Yo, all right,
Let's
cool.
go.
So you are able to get this done, and Big Azra kind of like looks at you whenever it's done. He's like, "It's perfect. You know, this is really amazing. I think he's gonna love it. Should you hold on to it, or you want me to until we can see him again?"
I don't know. I'm gonna like collapse it and put it back in my bag of holding. It's like, no, I got it.
Yes, sir. And he gives you like a bit of like a little salute thing, like not like a government like official, but just like, you know, like a. And yeah, you and him have become much more friendly, you know, over the course of the time of you guys like working together on all of this, mostly in the bar, I would probably assume, since or like
Yeah.
or maybe going into the workshop where there's like a bunch of like smelly bodies of people being barely kept alive. Like,
Hey, the struggles we have to do for art, you know.
yeah.
I remember me and Lord Azrael divided the space evenly when he when he
Yes.
originally commandeered the place.
And there are a lot of weapons there as well, just basic weapons though, so you could have pulled like some of the small parts and some of the like things from there as well. So this is again to very little material cost to you, as there were no failures, and you do have Jerry
I deducted
on
the
tap.
glass stuff that I used from the sheet.
Perfect. And I will equip Big Azra's sheet with his new weapon, as well as Mikey's and I'm sorry, Davos's and Russ's. And then when
I'd like to present these weapons to their new holder now that I've finished. I'm just opening up the door to the smoky workshop.
that will be at the end of the downtime. So before we get to the presenting of these items, we will focus on who else has been doing what. Captain Scarlet, again, you had a bit of a rougher morning after having like a little bit of a bender on some cactus juice after the rum ran out. On your first day of downtime, what were you thinking of accomplishing? I know you had your eyes set on getting the fuck out of here before the 3-day mark, assuming that there were going to be vendors. You seemed sketched about them for some reason. What would you want to be doing while you're here and kind of stuck here because of the sandstorm?
Shit, I guess I would just be like in the corner, like the far corner of the bar, just swinging the sword around as best, like trying to get accustomed to it. Just having a great sword in general.
Yeah. Russ will kind of like walk up to you and he's just like, hey, so, you know, I was told recently that I should do a little bit more close combat training. And I mean, if you seem like you're eyeballing that quite a lot, and like you know, if you're wanting, you know, maybe we can spar a little bit, you know. I mean, like just so I can, you know, get a little bit more confident, you know, not at long range, you know.
I mean, sure. I'm gonna have to take it easy on you because, you know, I'm strong and whatnot.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I felt like, you know, you can use that weapon, but because, you know, obviously the point of it is you want to improve as well, and you want to get better at, you know, using your new weapon. And I'm gonna be just using, I guess, these. And he pulls out like 2 glass daggers, and he's gonna try to use those and get like more acquainted, I guess, with like the close range combat side of things. If you guys are wanting to do like a full-on spar, we can do that. But if you're wanting to kind of abbreviate it and just make it a singular contest, I think that we could do like a contest of acrobatics versus acrobatics. He's really good at those though. But if you're wanting to do like an actual spar and things like that, we can also do that. Just let me know.
Yeah, we could do a spar. I'm gonna spar with Russ. Throw the hand.
right. While you guys are kind of squaring up, Jerry is on the other end of the bar, kind of like laughing as well, and he's got like his last like couple glasses or like mugs of rum, and he's just like, yeah, I gotta make this last. I gotta savor this. He glugs, lets out like a big old belch, and then he's just like, okay, so you two think you're gonna be able to grasp this training in just a couple days? Is that right?
I mean, I don't think I can.
Oh, he's in the other end of the bar. I'm sorry. He's specifically referring to Davos and Dill. Yes.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, I don't see why we can't. I mean, they looked like they were using it pretty easy.
All right. I gotta be completely just. I want you to temper your expectations. So in the bar, this glass has been cleaned up. Let me get rid of that. And then Big Ezra is elsewhere in the workshop. And then we'll say Phil is, he's got his own like dwellings and whatnot. Softy Boy is probably hanging out with these guys over here, and Samia as well. Bang D Boom is out in the workshop. Harry is over here. Let's go ahead and put Scarlet down on the bottom end. These bodies have probably been cleaned up, Scarlet down on the bottom end and with Russ.
Oh.
And then on the top end would specifically be Jerry, Dill, and Davos. Okay. So the stage is now set.
That's Zara's blood stain, by the way.
Okay. Unnecessary. You don't think that shit would be cleaned up? But
No, I thought her body would still be there.
No, we're not animals.
He's trying to run an
Well,
establishment.
I wanted to keep walking by and kicking it as we walk by it each
Nah,
time.
we're not monsters, bro. It'll start to smell.
Yeah, he's trying to run a business here. You know what I mean? How's he gonna? Yeah, you can't be having that. Like, so
Don't be unreasonable.
over
Nasal
the.
laughs and rotting skull in my backpack.
Oh my god! So the it's like, I'm just gonna get rid of it on the stream. There we go. So the all of the tables and chairs have been repaired. The next morning, as Jerry like woke up and felt a little bit less strained from his devil fruit use, as he can only do so much of it like per day without it starting to really exhaust him, especially working with like organic materials. Most of the place is completely fixed up at this point. Almost looks like brand new. Nobody would ever know that last night there were dead bodies here and blood stains. All of that stuff's been cleaned up. And so Russ and Scarlet are gonna be down on the bottom level area, and then you guys are gonna be near the top here. Russ, he's probably gonna tell you guys, Jerry, he's gonna tell you guys to get on over here. He's like, yeah, you might wanna not put the bar in jeopardy. That little bit of rum that I got back there is precious. I wouldn't want to put it in harm's way. We'll focus on over here.
Got some?
He's like, hush, calm down. Like, and so we are going to actually at this point, we're gonna do a little bit of an initiative. I'll roll for Jerry in just a second and Russ, but if Scarlet, Dill, and Davos would like to roll for initiative, I just have to check on the stream and make sure that this is in sight.
Oh no, this is not gonna go over good. Hold on. So
I'm actually gonna zoom in.
Alright, that should have.
Oh yeah, you should have.
that has the -5 in it.
I'll note for the -5. So
Oh, I did it.
okay,
I
so
did it
you
in the roll.
removed you okay. So Davos, you would also be fixed of 1 level of exhaustion. Because you guys have had a night's rest, so you would have had a long rest by now. All of your HP is back, but so you have 1 less level of exhaustion, which you should see a little exhaustion modifier, and you can just put that
I'll edit that.
Cool. So
So I'm at a 10.16 out of 9.
it might not really make a difference at all. I'm just gonna be
I
completely
figured not.
yeah. So I will roll for Jerry, and then I'll roll for Russ. I just had to zoom in and get things looking right. So it looks like we're gonna be starting up here, unless Jerry or Russ. Russ very well could actually outroll, but let's see.
And this is just to see who's acting first, us or Captain.
We're gonna do the whole thing as one fluid kind of like initiative, so we'll see.
Yeah.
This is Jerry.
Oh, damn,
yeah,
Jerry crit.
he is feeling rough after having to use his devil fruit on so much organic material, and he drank a lot of rum and then some cactus juice after he ran out, and like he mixed them, and like it's just it's not going well for his system there. So, and wow,
The duality of dice.
that is insane. So yeah, these two are the polar opposites of things. Russ is ready to fight and to get things going. I am going to set the initiative order.
Oh, that works out kind of well too.
Okay, so first up, it seems that it would be Davos, and Jerry's just kind of looking at you, and he's just like, "All right, so you've already got one of these figured out, I guess. So we'll start with you. You show me what you got. Just don't be afraid. I can handle it. Just go full force. Don't hold back. I need to see the best Shigan you can muster right now. We'll see if we need to work on anything there before we move on to any other powers." So Jerry says that to you, Davos, and holy shit. So it is
That should
only
just be a -1.
Yeah, there's
Had
different
that-
modifiers. I think you'll have to go and fix the attack global modifier as well as the save and the skill one. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I thought
regardless,
those were all encompassed.
it's all good. Anything above a 20 is absolutely going to hit, and you can go ahead and roll the damage. 9. Okay, so yeah, you go ahead and you probably get like a running start up to him and just hit him. Do you want to describe it at all?
Yeah, I'll say Davos does it pretty much like, even though Jerry kept talking, he did it pretty much when he was like, "Throw your best Shigan at me," and he just goes, "Ha!" and darts forward with it.
And he just goes, "Okay." Well,
Sorry. I really
it's
tried
good.
to pull my punches on that one.
You don't need to pull your punches, is what I'm saying. Like that was good, but you're lacking a bit of, I don't know, impact. There's like, you need some more heft, some more elbows into it. I didn't really get a good look at your form because I was still mid-sentence, but that's fine. And then he like looks over to Dill and he's just like, next up we'll see what you got. But before we get to that, we're actually going to see what's going on down here, because simultaneously we have Russ, who is going to kind of like he's holding his 2 daggers out, and to signify like the beginning of a friendly duel between the two of you, Russ and Scarlet. He kind of like holds his blades out, and you guys kind of like know to like just like like clang them together a little bit, like tip to tip, pause, and that's like to set things off. And as soon as you do, he is going to immediately swipe at you with his dagger situation. Let's see. I don't have a macro for this right now. I'm gonna just change this one for right now so that I don't have to spend so much time on it. Okay. And this guy is going to he's slashing into you, or attempting to. And that is a miss, which is wonderful. We love that for him. He is going to follow that up with a bonus action attack with his other one that he just like kind of like gently hit against your weapon. So there was like he's going for the 1-2, like a bit of an offhand strike. And yeah, no dice whatsoever. Scarlet, as you see him like swinging into you, it is about to be your turn. How do you react to, as soon as you guys kind of like clash weapons, he just immediately comes out of the gate with like the quickest 1-2 you've ever seen, but you were just too quick for him.
I'm gonna tell him, well, jeez, I'm kind of the last person you want to come to when it comes to trend. You should have went to Azrael. You would have told you, you gotta have the right stance. You gotta square your shoulders, make sure you bend your knees a little bit. You have some aim. Damn, that's a little sloppy.
It is your turn. As you're just kind of sitting there, just kind of talking shit to him, like.
I'm like, damn, I'm like, bro. After this, we're going to have to talk to him about your form. And then I'm gonna go attack him with my sword. I didn't mean to, I promise.
Wild. That is actually crazy that all just happened. Really cool. So 20 into him off of a critical is going to be quite a bit of damage. He is, wow, he is not down, but you can kind of tell that whatever you just did to this fool, he's over half of his tank like depleted. He could not really survive another one of those, but he is doing okay right now as is. But he's just like there is like blood that's like drawn, and he's just like, oh, okay, it's cool, and he like applies like pressure to it, and he's just like, I can get some Mia to fix that right up, don't worry. And he just kind of like rips part of his like shirt situation and like ties it off really quickly. And is there anything else that you're gonna be doing on your turn?
I'm gonna be surprised. Oh my god, Russ, I didn't even mean to cut you like that, bro. Damn, what the fuck? I'm gonna start looking at this sword. What the fuck?
And you notice that the blood that like got strewn onto the floor and things like that, not a bit of it stains the blade.
What the?
Just an immaculate blade.
This is the curse. This is a cursed blade. I drop it. Oh my god, I'm in my turn.
which is gonna bring us up top to Brother Dill, as Jerry is just like, all right, so basically just try to do what he just did, you know, but better. Does that make sense?
Wait, I'm not trying to go for the Shigan.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, that's right. You're going for the wrong kracha or so whatever. Like, so really, it's similar. Like, one is that you're moving forward in such a direction that the blow continues in that same trajectory straight forward. That's what, like the Shigan, like the finger pistol. When you get good enough at that, you can actually do that from like a longer range, and you don't have to really close the gap between you and your foe so much. The Ragnelius is similar, but instead of one direction and you putting all of your force into that, you're putting it into multiple different directions. And so I'm assuming you're wanting to implement this into your sword slash.
Yes, I tried to fight a sandstorm as
I saw. Yeah. I'm glad you're not doing that again while it's raging out there right now.
Well, think of it this way. As soon as I learn this, I can go out there and test it on the sandstorm.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Idea. Part 2, run it back.
You probably shouldn't. And then in between you and him kind of small talking, you just hear like a Wilhelm scream in the background, like of Russ getting like absolutely pieced up by Scarlet, like ah, but yeah, he's just gonna kind of be like, well, I mean, show me what kind of power you got behind your slashes then.
So like, go up to him and attack him, or try and do it from here still?
Yeah, you don't gotta close the gap. You saw that guy throwing his kick like 30 something feet. Like, surely you've got to be able to hit me by that distance without moving, right? Like, see how you could do.
Try. Here goes nothing.
Holly specifically is going to get behind the bar. She's gonna, like, she's like, oh shit, and she gets over here. Flat 20, like a soft 20. So as you do, you notice that like the hair on his beard is like moving with the wind a little bit, but the slice itself does not make it all the way to him. But he's just like, oh, actually not bad for, you know, for your first like real try. Like, I mean, you probably swung a sword before, but like what you really want to do is make sure that you're focusing on more. I mean, I know I said every direction. It's not every direction. It's just like a more of a conal type of situation of all of the things in front of you. But you don't got to worry about, like, you know, too much of what's on the side of you or what's behind you. But ideally, you should be able to hit both me and Davos with your next swing. But you know, like putting so much power into it that you know, you're like, I saw some of the force like carrying further than, you know, direct contact with the blade, but you definitely gotta like focus a little bit more on just what you're trying to cut with this. He's like, here, I'll show you, and then it's gonna be his turn. And he is going to tell Davos to back up a little bit, which I'm sure you're gonna listen to him when he says that. And he's just like, you see, I should be able to hit both of y'all with one swing of this hammer here. And he pulls the hammer out of his little like belt loop holster, and he's just like, when you're good enough, you can actually do it in every direction. And he goes for what he calls a stone hurricane. And that is going to hit both of you. So go ahead and make dexterity saves. Oh, no. Very cool. So you both take full damage from this stone hurricane. And like, he's in the middle of speaking when he does it. He just kind of like stances up and he's like, notice the stance. And then he goes and readies for his swing, and he's just like, you could do it in every direction. And he does like a full like like a spinning attack from Link, like from Legend of Zelda, like he does like the full omnidirectional, but he's just like but really you just want to at first focus, and both of y'all are like tore into and like absolutely like struck by this, and he's just like, oh shit, like, oh sorry, yeah, so maybe it was a good idea I didn't put all of my focus in front of me then. And he goes and like reaches forward, and he's gonna like try to like pick you guys up off and like dust y'all off the ground a little bit, and he's just like, sorry, yeah, so yeah, so it's like that kind of. Sorry, I'm not much of an instructor, and I'm having a bit of an off day as well, but that's kind of like what you're ideally wanting to do. And he's like, as far as the Shigan goes, and he like steps back, and he's just like, some people might even be able to get it done from about this distance or further. And he points at the door, like up here by this rug, and he is gonna like look at one of the like stone like hinges of it and everything like that, and he's like, all right. And he just like ends up like flexing his right arm and like launching a punch with like one of his fingers extended, and he like knocks the hinge straight off of the door, and like, but he doesn't like really like mess with the actual woodworking of the door or anything like that. And he's like, you see, it's about precision with this technique. And there's a little bit of focus and honing that needs to be done to too, and a great amount of force, but the main difference is like the scope, you know, like there's a few degrees of attack that you want to focus on whenever you're training, and like you want to look at like a full like a frontal 15-degree cone with the Rankyaku, but with the Shigan you want one specific fine point, and that lets it travel a little bit further. And he's just like, I'll fix that door, you know, like I don't want to let all the sand in and stuff like that. And he goes and fixes the door, and he's just like, but when I get back, you know, like, show me what you got, or you can hit your friend there, I don't care. And like, he's gonna be right back. He's gonna fix this whole situation. It is your turn, Davos.
Well, shoot. Hit my friend here.
Do it, Davos. No.
First mate, I hate to do it to you, but instructor's orders.
Give me all you
Shigan.
It's another soft 20.
That hits.
Does that hit you? Oh. Wow, what the heck?
Dill, did you use your uncanny dodge? Or I'm sorry, your whatever it's called?
No, I did not, because it was a save and I couldn't.
Got it. So you can use that now though, right?
Yep.
Cool. So you take a little bit less damage. Hold on. Is this the exact same damage and to hit roll that you got earlier, Davos?
Yeah, exact same scenario.
So this is before it was a 22 and a 9 damage. This is a soft 20 and 9 damage, but that is so eerily close. That's crazy, actually. Cool. So yeah, Dill, how do you feel about that attack?
I just watch his fingers stick into my arm, and I'm like, ah. I noticed the precision.
I'm glad. Thank you. I really tried to be precise with that one.
And
yeah.
Jerry's like, yeah, I got some notes, but you know, I was like, yeah, I mean, and he just kind of like looks over to the side because he hears Russ like yelling, And he's just like, huh? And Russ is now at this point, he's got like a little bit of a bandage, like a tourniquet on his arm, and he is going to go in and strike towards Scarlet. And he's just like, never drop your weapon, you know, we're in combat here. Trying to like brush it off like it, you know, thing. Like he's just like, nah, it's chill, you know, like that didn't hurt, like even though he is like in immense pain right now. And I'm gonna say one of his attacks will have disadvantage, but the first one is coming at you with a bit of a swinging, like wide, like slash kind of thing. He's got like lacking on footwork, and you know, but he's got a lot of force behind it. And he swings in at you with a 12, Scarlet, with this first glass dagger. Very shortly behind, almost in like a tandem style strike, is the second glass dagger. This one is with the wounded hand, which again will have disadvantage. The first one misses. He looks a little bit discouraged. And the second one is does a 15 hit you, Scarlet?
Yeah.
15 hits. Awesome. So that is going to be offhand strike. So he is going to do this without a modifier. So this is just straight dex. Max damage. It's going to be a 4. So he cuts into you with and it's just like it barely wings you. But he is able to make contact and break skin a little bit. He draws blood, and you see like a little bit of a smirk on his face, and he's just like, that's actually better than I thought I would do. You know, like overall, like I'm just glad I got at least one hit in. And then as that happens, Scarlet, it is going to be your turn. How would you like to react and follow up as he does cut you a little bit? Yo, Balincc.
Bro, I didn't know I was muted, bro. I said talking to myself. Bro, is that how Ragnar feels? That shit feels weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, it happens to me all the time.
But I was going to say that once he made like that smart remark, I would like weave his attack and like try to go pick up my weapon, and then he like catches me midway trying to pick it up, and then like attacks me with that second attack. But on my turn, I will interaction pick up my sword. I will tell this man Russ. All right, I will try my best not to hurt you. All right, but if it gets worse, no more sparring. And then she going slice at this man. Fingers crossed. Hope it don't do nothing. Oh damn.
Okay, so you hit. Shit. All right. Well, yeah, you got some consistent damage here on this. As you slash into him again. This time, probably like on his other arm, like just absolutely like dismantling this dude. He is. Yeah, he, as soon as that makes contact with him, he is gonna like take a knee and look extremely defeated. Just to put this into perspective for you right now, homeboy is on like 3 HP, and he's just gonna like kind of like plant his 2 daggers like into the ground in front of him and just be like, okay, all right. Yep. Oh, cool. I already did better than I thought I was gonna do, but I'm not used to taking this much damage in battle. And he just like coughs up a little bit of like not blood, but he just like he is not used to like seeing his own blood come out of him like that, and he's just like he's trying to hold it together, getting a little bit queasy, and he's just like, I concede. Thanks for showing me, you know, how great your sword is. I'll work on my form and all that, like you said. And he's just,
you gotta tell me twice. Thank you for showing me how great this sword is. What the hell?
he's just like, I'm just gonna lay down here for a second. If you could tell Samia to help. And he just kind of like passes out on the ground.
If only I had this when I fought the glass, man. If only I had this when I fought Shivers. If only I had this in every fight. I'm not even taking the mind what he's telling me right now. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this sword.
So he is just gonna be passed out on the ground in front of you while you're just talking about how great that sword is.
I mean, I got you, Russ. I'm gonna get you some hope, but like, damn, this sword, bro. Shit, at this point, I'm just welcome to Samia. I guess I'm in my turn doing that.
Then we've got brother Dill, and yeah, you've got your guy here, Jerry, saying like, okay, well, yeah, he fucked up your arm. Now trying his technique. Now you try yours again, and we'll see, you know, like if you made any progress. And he tells Davos like, back up like 10 feet and see if he can hit you with it. Ain't no way. So yeah, he is just gonna, Jerry just kind of like gestures to you, Dill, and he's like, all right, yeah, let's see what you got.
So as I do this, I'm also going to be drawing my second katana.
Okay, just like add some force to it. That is a little bit better. It's a 22. Last time you got what, like a soft 20 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've made a little bit of progress. Davos, you don't feel a cut that hits you. And at first it seems like a complete failure to you, Dill. And then Davos, you feel a bit of a breeze waving across you, and it seems like you feel it on your face, but your sleeves are fine because, you know, you've got long sleeves. You don't feel it on like your arms or anything like that. Your legs are fine because you've got, you know, like legs covering your so that you don't feel the open wind on that, but you feel open wind across your chest. And you look down, Davos, and Dill, you also see this, that the shirt on your chest has been sliced across with 2 parallel slices, but it has not drawn blood.
Chills. Chill.
This was like a millimeter away from actually touching your skin. It was so close that it cut your shirt, but not you. And Jerry's eyes just kind of get like big, and he's just like, oh shit, that's kind of dope. Not gonna lie, like, well, y'all don't really need me for much of that. You know, you just keep doing that, but better. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know if there's any other. What about you, Davos? Is there any other techniques you were trying to work on?
Can I get some rum now?
No.
I suppose, I guess if there's any more honing we can do on Shigon or potentially on the step shave, but if not, I'd say that's probably pretty good.
He's like, no, if you just wanted to focus on those two, and he just like poofs right in between like the two of you, like, and he's just like, shaves like really handy one in the nick of battle, and he just like poofs over here, and then like poofs over here, and he's just like, yeah, but I don't really know. I mean, you just kind of. You have to kind of act on it's something quicker than reflex. It's more like instinct. Does that make sense? You gotta be able to really the further you try to go, the less likely you're going to be able to pull it off. But you know, typically within like 15 feet, you know, it's really quick to get yourself out of the fray, or catch get the drop on somebody who isn't expecting it, close a gap, you know, you might not have been able to do with, well, you know, like there's some sort of freedom that you get when you know that you're nearly imperceivably fast. But there's a bit of like a removal of inhibitors, and even a removal of like weight. Like sometimes your like thoughts can't register fast enough to the rest of your body parts. So you just need to be able to like act and drive yourself off of instinct solely. There's a little bit of a whimsy that you see me, you know, like popping around and doing it, but like it still takes great effort. I can only really do it so much in quick succession, like before it starts to like, you know, wind me a little bit.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that too. I'd really like to turn it into something even more, but I will say, you mentioned 15 feet.
He's like, that's normally what, you know, that's what my instructor had me shoot for when I was still training. I mean, I could go further, but obviously there's just like a degree of success. I mean, people might spot me because it's a lot of people are thinking like, oh, you just turn invisible and, you know, you disappear completely and reappear somewhere else entirely. That's not like really mechanically how it happens. There's a lot of work that goes into moving so quickly that, you know, people can't keep up with you. But I mean, outside of like maybe a devil fruit, like I don't think that there's like really just a way to just disappear and reappear somewhere else, you know, like as nice as that would be. There's a ton of like training your muscles. You can't skip leg day. Like you never skip leg day. And making sure that you're constantly aware of your extremities, even when you're not able to see. Like imagine your leg is moving so fast that you can't even see it. So you got to make sure that you're spatially aware of like all of your surroundings at the same time.
Very nice. Very nice.
He's like, yeah, if you really wanted to get the most out of doing squats like that, he's like, first of all, your form's great, but like here, and he starts, he picks up a stool, like he literally stands over here and like picks up this stool, and then like he's like, here, hold this really quick, and then he
holds it straight overhead.
Yeah, he's like, no, hold it lower real quick, and then he's like, and then you over here, Dill, why don't you have a seat? And he's gonna tell Dill to sit down on the stool and then have Davos do squats while holding it straight overhead.
Heck yeah. Davos strains a little bit. He kind of goes like, he does like the but like he's powering through it. If I need to roll anything, let me know.
Absolutely, give me an athletics. I'm gonna say flat. It would have been disadvantage, but you got Dill there. He's helping you out.
He's a big help.
Go.
So you're struggling, and as you go, like you're able to barely get it lifted over your head, and you're like shaky. Your arms feel like they're about to collapse. And as you go to do your first squat, your form crumbles, and Dill and the stool come toppling down on top of you. And Jerry is just like, yeah. So that's you want to start with the building blocks before you really start to try to master the technique. There's like a certain amount of muscles that you're gonna have to require in the upper and lower bodies as well as in your core before you can really just like, you know, like be as quick as lightning like that. Yeah, I mean, it's doable, but it's gonna cause like a wear on your body that you wouldn't believe if your body isn't able to receive those kinds of movements, especially if you do it in quick succession. So that's my best advice for you, is to just really focus on, you know, getting your muscle groups where they need to be for you to be able to do these nearly impossible techniques to somebody who doesn't know how to access these extremes as far as like their physical form. like I said, some people make this a whole lifestyle. Some people, you know, wake up every single day and strive and continue and train like and persevere for years in order to try to reach these. And you guys are in pretty good shape. You got some power behind your swing there. And he looks at Dill and he's like, and your Shigan, you know, you got good form. But there's just a little bit more of a honing and focusing and you know, like there's a level of precision that you can reach with form, but without the force behind it, you're not going to really be able to have the full impact. And if you've got all the force that you need, but you still need to work on your form. And so he's kind of like showing you both that there's a little bit that you both lack to have like the perfected skill in different areas and things like that. He's like, and I mean, the best advice I can give you is just practice every single day, all day. Don't do anything but that. People ask you, hey, you want to go grab a drink? No, practice. Like it's a constant conscious effort until it becomes like second nature for you to be able to tap into these things without tearing your body apart. And he's like, well, yeah, that's really all I got. You know, you guys honestly are a lot further along than I was expecting you to be able to get, but you know, I mean, I guess good job. And he shrugs and like goes back over by the bar.
Before he does that, with Davos kind of still on the floor in front of him, Davos gets onto his knees and like puts his hands on his knees, bows his head, and is like, "Thank you for your tutelage, master. It's been very helpful."
He's just like, sure, you got it. And he burps, scratches his ass, and then like walks over back by the bar. Like,
Dill, can we run those squats one more time?
Sure.
yeah, so you guys are gonna be kind of doing that. He gets behind this bar. He goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And he like looks at Holly, who's just kind of like chilling there, like on the ground, like not wanting to get slashed up. And she's like, "What? I don't know how far that kid's slash was gonna go." And yeah, so they just kind of like shrug it off, and have like a bit of there's like just like some small talk going on here between Holly. Samia is immediately going to rush as fast as she can over to patch up Russ. And yeah, effectively you two are going to have as far as accomplishing the downtime feats that you are wanting to accomplish, no, you do not accomplish them overnight right now, but now the amount of time that it will take you to accomplish these things will be significantly lessened because effectively you do have a master who helped train you, as well as you guys can kind of bounce off of each other and help each other.
Let's
So
go.
that is a mechanical benefit of this little role-playing bit here. As far as Scarlet, you understand just how much better this weapon is comparatively to the other one that you got. You think this one might not even crumble in a landslide or something like that. And you guys will like, we're not gonna focus on like the full 2 days, but like other than sleep and also training and things like that, is there anything else that you guys wanted to focus on your downtime before the sandstorm hopefully lets up?
Having a conversation with Captain about what the plans are, as well as with Bang and with Davos and with the nomads.
Okay. So that sounds like a bar top conversation to me.
Yeah, inside, probably like during one of the times where we're all awake, but it's storming, so we can't be outside.
Okay. So after some time passes, Bang D Boom and Big Azra are going to have finished with all of the things that they were crafting and whatnot. And yeah, I guess the captain and the first mate call for like a crew meeting.
Well, I'm gonna real quick just give Softy Boy his new bracers. Be like, hey, we should help you out with your defense a little bit, and if you need to create some distance, just unhook the chain and use it like a whip. So hopefully that helps. Then I'm going to take up the arrows and give them to Russ. Be like, hey, I heard you got some fancy new powers. These would probably be a little bit more suited to your new abilities. So let me know how they work for you. Only got 4 of them for now.
He just kind of nods and like looks at him funny, and he's just like, what do I gotta do? Like,
All right, go try one out.
and yeah, he is gonna, he's gonna do what he can do and try to get acquainted to those. Softy boy is gonna kind of just give you like a bit of a nod. He's just like, much appreciated. And then you still have Brother Davos's.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give Davos his shield and just let him know, like, hey, this isn't too bad, but it's still a work in progress. So we'll see how it does after a couple fights and make some adjustments. But hopefully this gives you a couple more options.
Davos's face lights up as he receives it, and he's like, "Oh, this is awesome! It turned out so much than I even thought it would. Thank you so much, man."
Oh, no problem. Like I said, we'll keep the maintenance up on it, so don't worry too much.
I'm not swinging at you with that thing.
And I'm assuming Azrael already has his weapon, so we should be good.
Yeah, he shows it off to everyone. He's like, "Yeah, look, check it out. This cool thing. This is what I got. It can do this." And then he and he swings the hammer apart, and he's like, and he flips it around, and then Samia's just gonna be like, "Oh wait, okay, look, let's think about it. Let's not not in here, not right now. Like I've been pretty busy patching people up from training. You guys just need to take it easy." And Samia's just like, "Let's just chill." Like.
I'm sure we'll get to show them off sometime, but yeah.
And then let's see. Yeah, Jerry is gonna kind of notion to Bang D Boom and Big Azra, and he's just like, "So yeah, I honestly no idea when this sandstorm's supposed to be letting up, but what I can tell you is that after gathering all this gas, I'm sure you guys are gonna have plenty of camel power. Once we can get that set up on your ship, but not too much we can really do right now. Sorry."
Hey, I look forward to it. It's like I'll go over some of the plans for the treadmill with you later, but I think the captain wanted to talk to us.
Okay. So yeah, the captain and the first mate have called you all here.
So
I was mainly just wanting to gather us to talk about like our full-on sail plan and everything, plot our course. But on table. Well, I bet you're wondering why I've gathered you here today. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. No, I'm playing. Alright, so
They always find me.
You got us. That's crazy.
I think with the information that Holly gave us about how to navigate the tourbillon, I think we can save Brother Ragnar pretty easily. Brother Azrael.
But who knows if he's still down there? Like, what if he's not over there anymore? He's a fish in the ocean. What if he just swam away?
Davos stamps the end of his quarterstaff on the floor, smiles even wider than he already was, and he's like, "God damn, I'm in."
I mean, hey, I'm all about.
Do you think you could sail
that Holly was talking about?
Holly's just like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything because felt like a broken, tone dial for these past couple of days, just talking about it. And every single time somebody threatens to stab me or to just abandon me or like holds a weapon to me or tells me to shut up and that it's my, what I want isn't important, but we made a deal. Like I've been waiting. And I mean, I get it. There's like a force of nature, some freaking sand monsoon happening outside right now. But like, as soon as that thing lets up, like, cool, you got some dudes trying to kill you in the desert. I don't think they're going anywhere, anytime soon. It's a big, wide desert. And, priorities is all I'm saying. We're trying to get that bag, right? This guy won't go 5 seconds without mentioning a run in somebody's pockets. And we're talking about the ultimate pockets to run here.
Wait, that's what we're discussing right now. You don't have to get so defensive.
I'm just saying, if you ever wanted to like swim in gold, like this is your opportunity of a lifetime to get that to cross that off your bucket list. You know what I mean? Like be so filthy stinking rich, you will have to hire people just to carry your money.
Hey, we're already in. Agreements have been reached. We're just setting up a plan.
Jerry is just kind of laughing.
We need supplies. We need
right
materials.
I was going to say, if it's not the archipelago that's coming, it might not be a bad idea to get some supplies off of these folks coming into town. I've still got some leftover glass products that maybe we could trade and barter, if we're running low on funds. But it might not be a bad idea to restock. Plus, it'll give me an extra day just to make sure the ship is reinforced, since we're apparently sailing towards some pretty treacherous waters.
We're not running low on funds, right, Holly? We have so much winnings from the game we were all betting on.
She's like, I don't know what you got, but that's between you and you. But like, I have enough to cover some expenses at my discretion.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure we can trade and come to an agreement with them. But I think we need to come to an understanding as a group that we are not going to fight these merchants. Say it with me. We are not going to fight these merchants.
Big Azrael is like, we are not going to fight these. Come on, everybody else, y'all have to. He said, say it with him.
No,
he said it with such authority.
I just want to say this. The last time we had information of merchants coming to shore, we saw you swimming up before them and said, lay into them.
Well, those were pirates, not merchants.
Oh, well, I thought they were merchants.
Right. But those were pirates. But if these are actually merchants and not pirates, I think it would be a good idea to just conduct some regular old business and go on about our merry way.
And then a voice in the back of all of y'all's mind echoes again, where Jerry was saying like, you might want to be careful about who you trust. And it's not just bounty hunters. It's not just Marines. It's not just rivaling pirate crews. It could be just a normal individual. You never know who's actually an operative in disguise.
True enough. Well, do we have the supply? Well, I guess we should first look at, do we have the supplies we need to cross the desert? It should take less time with the new ship, the way it's set up, but
he literally did say that. Yeah. Samia and Dalt kind of chime in, and they're just like, oh, well, I mean, on familiar terms, like the desert, you don't have to worry so much about supplies. Like we learn to live off the land, and I mean, outside of like a very certain specific amount of things that you need, we're able to kind of like figure out survivability in the desert.
Yeah, but we won't be on the land. We'll be on the water.
Well, no, we're going across the desert, and then once we get on the water, it's not like we're setting out for a long voyage. Like, we're going to get the treasure and then I'm assuming coming back to land. So we probably don't really need to stock up super heavily on supplies. Like, I don't think we're going to be offshore for very long.
We're gonna make sure that we have all the equipment to be able to complete our mission while we're out there.
Right. Well, I think we pretty much do. We got a mermaid. I got a bag of holding. What else? What else do we need?
She's just like, well, I think Holly chimes in. She's just like, okay, I think that like really supplies wise for a gig this big, you're gonna want to be thinking about nets. Do we have like, I mean, like we got muscles and that's cool. And she like gestures to like big Azrael and she's like, but like, I mean, like if we had like a hoist, like a wench type of system or like a pulley.
Yeah, pulley.
Yeah.
A winch. What do you need a winch for?
She's like, I don't know.
To reel up anything heavy without having to have people swim carrying it back.
She's like,
right, but we're not taking whole pieces of a ship, and whatever gets put in my bag of holding carries a uniform weight, regardless of how much it actually weighs, as long as it fits in the space.
Her eyes turn into
inside the space.
It's and it's within the capacity of, I gotta look up what the capacity is, but
yeah, her eyes turn into like berry symbols, and she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna need to get me one of them. Like what, where, what, how?
Oh, it'll only cost you let's say an additional 15%.
She crosses her arms and like furrows her brow and is just like,
Pony. I nudge. Bang.
No, but above board, I don't think I can just make like a bag of holding to give her. So
you don't gotta like if you're not handy enough, you know, you can just tell me where you got it. Like I'll go shake that dude down or whatever. Like,
yeah, but but Vex, I can't just make another bag of holding. So
no, I know.
I'm just checking above board. I was like, I can't do that.
So above board, yeah. There is a reason for the bag of holding being a bag of holding in game. You might not know it though.
Yeah. Okay, but so I like I said, from all I understand, I can't make another one to sell to her for a ridiculous markup. So,
well, now she has another thing to bother you about constantly.
Yo, is it his third leg?
Ain't no way.
That is crazy.
Out of context, that is a wild thing for you to say after I say that she is going to be bothering you constantly.
That's true. You know, we have our own struggles in life that we have to deal with, so I'm used to it.
She's like, so the plan is
more so to the prior statement.
Yeah, I get it. So she's gonna be like, so let me get this straight. You guys want to sand surf through the desert on a big ass boat off of the stored energy from this constant sandstorm that is just absolutely like shitting on all of our plans, and then when we get there, take that same boat and put it into the ocean off of a giant cliff and sail into a gigantic centuries old like whirlpool and grab the treasure of a lifetime all in that same boat. Like
right, is there a problem?
She just kind of like looks to the captain. Scarlet, do you have anything to say like to add to it? Balincc is muted.
So I'm having Scarlet like really just take in everybody's side and opinion about what the matter is, so she can really just come up with an executive decision, knowing that it all comes down to what she say. So I guess right now she's just listening until everybody said their piece.
Well, I think it would make sense to have the ship maybe stay slightly out of range of the tourbillon and have Holly just make multiple trips with the bag of holding. Now, look, you may not get the big gigantic pieces, But you got a ton of little treasure to still get you a lot of money. And you don't have to worry about the weight, like I said, because I'll let you borrow, emphasis on borrow, the bag of holding. And then you just swim back to the ship. Weren't you bragging about being some sort of accomplished swimmer or something or other?
So, yeah,
award winning.
World champion.
Right.
Award winning. So you should be able to swim in and out of the tourbillon like it's nothing, right?
I already have. I just didn't have any help with me. Like I only got to see a little bit of what's down there. And she like you see like her mouth watering as she says that, and she's just like, but I'm sure there's plenty more.
Well, we'll help provide means of transportation as well as storage for the recovered treasure so we can get back to land. And then we'll take our split according to our previous deal. All you have to do is swim down and bring it back up.
She's like, I can't be like, okay, so originally there's gonna be somebody else down there with me with big muscles. I get that this bag right here that you're gonna let me borrow is supposed to alleviate from like the need for any of that and stuff like that, but like, I mean, it's still gonna be kind of weird if I'm the only one who is going down there. And she kind of like looks a little bit nervous, and she's like, you don't have any other like kind of strong swimmers or people that are gonna like weigh me down too much?
Well, our strongest swimmer is down there, so if you find it's, you know, some incentive to find him, you know.
Okay. Well, how am I supposed to find the ship once I get back up and out of there if you're gonna be swirling all on the top trying to outrun it's like.
Right. We'll hang out. We'll hang outside of the range of the tourbillon. So like wherever it starts, we'll hang outside of it. Like if there's again, this is a sand ship, so that's the beauty of it, is we can wait until as long as you get a chance to dive into the ocean, we can wait on land, and then when you're ready to come out, we can recover you. Maybe we use the winch for that, pull you up.
And she's just like looking a little bit conflicted, and she's like, I just really think that, so I know I'm a fast enough swimmer, but like if I'm having to pick up a whole bunch of things and put them into this bag and things like that, there is going to be narrow windows of opportunity throughout me trying to make this score that are going to leave me completely exposed to whatever else is down there. And trust me, there's shit down there.
What if I go?
And she's just like, you know how to swim?
I don't even think I swam before.
Seems good.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh shit! Nobody else want to take the due diligence of going down there with Holly.
Hey,
like,
I'm not going. Hey, I got one leg, bros.
Well, yeah, he's got one leg. He ate a devil fruit. This guy's gonna be piloting the ship, and she like points at Davos, and then she's just like, "This guy's afraid of water," and she points at like big Azrael.
All right, how about this, Holly? Since you're the fish, you just carry me. We get down there.
You?
I keep watch. You grab what you gotta grab. We get out of there.
She's like, I'd like you to not call me a fish again.
This whole time? Wait, more importantly, are you just going to hold your breath this whole time?
I didn't think about that.
Guys. The answer is simple. We have a land creature friend and a sky creature friend. We're just missing a water creature friend that can go down there with Holly. If we're lucky, we could even get a sea king.
Our water creature friend?
No, absolutely
She's
not.
like, she looks at Dill and she's like, "You're still on thin ice."
Azrael grabber.
And she's like, "I swear," and she like balls up a little thing of water. It looks like a raw Sengon kind of like, but water instead of wind. And she's like holding it in a defensive stand in between her and Big Azrael. And she's like, "Okay, we will." I'm just saying, there's a little bit more like we have to kind of think about, and then like Samia just kind of like steps forward, and she's like, I have kind of an idea, actually. We haven't really had to worry about it too much, but you know, certain parts of this cactus are really well equipped at holding water in, but still being breathable. And I think if I had to really figure something out, I don't have Lord Azrael with me right here in the moment, but I think between me and Harry and Softy Boy, we might be able to work on something to get a couple breathers situated. Softy Boy's like, yeah, I can help out. I'll do the testing as well. So, you know, like, so they're gonna try to figure out, like, once the sandstorm lets out, they can try to figure that out.
Well, if you guys can figure out some breathers, I can make some masks.
You know, all that is unnecessary. We could just take the easiest route. I'm gonna walk over to Dill, hold my shirt. I'm about to give myself some gills. I'm gonna become Fish Scarlet.
Wonderful. So
I'm gonna just tap the captain on the shoulder and be like, maybe let's try the mask.
Hey, if it don't work, gills it will be.
Gills it will be.
Bro,
I'm gonna give myself some gills, you know?
Wild. So if there's anything else that you guys wanted to talk about amongst yourselves during the crew meeting, feel free. If not, we are actually going to go ahead and wrap it up, go into outros, and get to the cover story for the night.
Oh, the only other thing I was going to say is to Dill is like, hey, we got to talk about you carrying that Shiver's head around, because, man, the smell is crazy.
Oh, yes, dude. We definitely got to talk about that, bro. Yo, at this moment, we're going to, like, simultaneously pat him on the back and, like, start strolling off from the group. Like, yo, that smell, man. That should be kicking.
Wow.
Jerry's going to, like, spit up some cactus juice, and he's like, I'm sorry, you're carrying what?
Oh, shit. Fuck.
No, don't worry about it.
And
no relation.
We are gonna call it. Oh my god, we're gonna call it there for the night. As this man is completely thrown off and surprised at what the fuck you just said. One more time for everybody, let's go ahead and let the chat know, those of you who are still watching, make sure to like the stream, check out all the love in the description for all the wonderful TLA D&D One Piece D&D groups. Can't wait for this Saturday when I'm playing as a player in Cody 8 D&D. Cody 8 what? This D&D campaign. And then I play a wonderful monkey mink named Renchi, and we're currently collecting the Dragon Balls in a massive game of Fortnite with Ghost Nappa. That's a full sentence. That is exactly what I just said. It is absolutely crazy, the shit that goes down every single Saturday night. Come through, links in the description. You can catch most of the VODs on SSJ8 Cody's YouTube or the TLA YouTube. If you want to catch us live, his link is in the description, and he's in the chat right now. Thank you, brother. He said W stream. We also have Mikey's Men that's going to be streamed on Lucas's channel. Have you specifically figured out another a date for your next one, or are you gonna wait a little bit for it to get closer? I know you're monthly, Torimori.
Yeah, we're still not locked in on that next date, but that should be coming out real soon. We'll put out that promo as soon as we're locked in, so keep an eye out, and for sure check out the session 1 VOD, which is up on Straw Hat Lucas's channel. Catch up. It's just one session so far, plenty of time. If you missed it live, hopefully we can catch you live on the next one. But for sure, keep an eye out, and thank you guys for joining us tonight for Group 2. Thank you, Vex, for this, and love you guys, Scarlet Pirates. Love you, chat.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. We are gonna make sure to say that if you wanted to stay completely up to date on when Mikey's Men will be making their return, you can always absolutely subscribe to Straw Hat Lucas's YouTube channel. Link in the description. Check out his rambling addictions. You can stay tuned into all of the ongoings for the greater TLA community by joining the TLA Discord, also linked in the description. You can also join my Discord where I talk about a lot of other D&D groups as well and stuff like that. And yeah, lots of fun stuff in that description. Make sure you go check that out. You don't want to miss it. I am only halfway through the VOD because I was in a migraine that day. But I normally have my own stream on Thursday, so I wouldn't have been able to watch it live anyways. But hopefully I can catch the next one live whenever we do go through all of that. And then any other announcements that you guys wanted before we end up going to the cover story?
Scarlet having a crew makes it even worse that she goes. Yeah, I ain't ready for it.
Yo, Fish Scarlet is crazy. And yeah, group 2 does solo indeed.
Your boy gonna have some new slashes. Check out TLA channel on Wednesday for a stream with Coffee Black.
Hype. Yeah, that guy was super chill in the stream of liberation.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fire vibes, cooking hot stream.
Nice. And then yeah, Ragnar said if you want to reach out to me, pray. It's crazy.
Yeah, I never know what's gonna happen to me every week, chat. So if you don't want to miss it and react to it the same time as I do, pull up.
Oh man. But yeah, always a blast. Thank you all for sticking around. Make sure you like the stream, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to the cover story, and then we will close it out. Interior. A large and quiet lecture hall with descending ramps leading inward and rows of desks lining the curvature in regular intervals. At the ground level, in the center, stood a professor at a podium, while younger students were scattered throughout their seats. Welcome, new students. A basic aptitude test is being passed around to you all. This will only help the staff here to properly educate each of you this semester. Don't worry about it affecting your grade at all. There are no wrong answers and there is no time limit. Please take as much time as you need and feel free to come up and ask me any questions that you might have. The results of this test should determine which classes you are best suited for and where your individual strengths and weaknesses are, as well as your learning type. The average test taker finishes in about 2 hours. You may now begin. Several of the students began right away on the first part of the test, history, while one in particular seemed to get off to a very slow start. A bulky, younger man with an aggravated expression on his face and a strange hairdo that resembled a chestnut crumpled a page out of his test booklet and marched up to the front podium. What's the big idea? Is this some kind of joke? Young man, please calm down. What seems to be the issue? More than a few students started gossiping back and forth as a teacher grabbed a transponder snail to call for security. That's that Mont Blanc kid. You mean like Nolan the Liar? Yikes. I bet he didn't even get past the first section. You'd think he'd know the history of our kingdom by now. He has to. I guess lying just runs in the family. To be continued.
Ain't no way. That my dog?